Now it should be running because it's doing the thing. Maybe, possibly, it's getting something. Looks promising. Maybe. Yeah, there it is. Hey, we got it to work. Okay, lovely. Just took a little bit longer. Anyway, it's good to see everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to day 41 of Expedition for the Mysterious Peaks. Words of a Ghost. I am very excited to see what happens as we continue our exploration of the mysterious crashed starship known as Centurion. But before we go any further, a couple of quick reminders about ways to help us in the channel. If you haven't done so, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube at !ArfTube. And please subscribe to us over there. It is free for you to do that, but it really does help us out. We are finally rolling over there, so please feel free to go watch us on YouTube as well. Discord is !ArvCord. You can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. That is always appreciated. Blue Sky is !ArvSky. That is pretty cool. !ArvSky. That is our Blue Sky microblogging platform, so please check that out if you can. Increasing number of followers there as well. On the, let's see, also the website for that is arvaneleron.com. On the financial front, !ArvShop. That's the merchandise area where you can get cool stuff for yourself and cool stuff for the channel. Patreon is !ArvTreon. That is currently sitting, as you can see, $68 a month. We're trying to build that up to triple digits. That would really help us out a lot. You can get cool stuff again for you, unique stuff that you can get for you, including inspirations to help our tabletop players, and you can get cool stuff as well for the channel as well if you can support the Patreon. So that is always great. If you could do that, we would very much appreciate it. Also, if you would be so kind as to sub to the channel, you can get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch, and that is also extremely valuable, so please do that if you can. On the publishing front, Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Library, that is my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library. My 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment, which is also the sponsor of this channel's campaign, Expedition for the Mysterious Peaks. So Alligator Alley is them. Also, you're going to hear something else from Alligator Alley in just a minute. And on the Greyshade front, Greyshade, that is my Greyshade IP. Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic, the Grey Assassin Trilogy, award-winning, critically acclaimed from Athos Arts. You can get that at that link. You can also get the first 2 audiobooks now of both Greyshade and Renegade, done by our very own Trent Sparks, who recently subscribed to this channel. You can get that there. Heretic is going to be coming early next year. That is the last book of that series. What? That's the last book of the Grey Assassin Trilogy, coming up early in 2026. So very excited about that. And you can also pre-order the Greyshade tabletop role-playing game, which is coming out from Brandon O'Brien, and is going to be, or is designed by Brandon O'Brien, and will be coming out from Alligator Alley Entertainment. Will be coming out from Alligator Alley Entertainment. That'll be out very soon, so we are very excited about that. So you can pre-order that now. Would be great to be able to see anyone supporting that who can and wants to pick up a very cool new tabletop game, which is amazing, believe me. And that will also be published, of course, by the amazing Alligator Alley. And as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage. And send a message will do so for others in that situation in the future. As I turn this on, hello everyone. Quick note about scheduling just before I drop over to those lovely folks there. We are going to be doing this tonight, of course, as you know. Then, wait, no. Let's do that. There we go. Then I will be back to you folks on Tuesday with the Gamebook illustration stream of the month with our very own Taritunes. And then playing more Breath of Fire 4. Well, actually, I don't know if it's going to be Breath of Fire 4. It's going to be episode 500 of Pen and Pixels. So I have to think a little bit about what I want to do for that episode because it is my 500th episode of that show. So we will see. I'm going to see what I can possibly do about that, and I will let folks know. But I'm going to be over on GOG.com for Pen and Pixels one way or the other. Hey, what's up, Isterma? Good to see you. I just want to say one thing before I head over to bring over the rest of the crew, and that is that I don't want to bring the mood down, but if any of you have been watching the news, you will see that there has been another mass shooting in America, this one at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, and I mention it because they are in the midst of finals. I am in the midst of administering finals to my own students at my university. I had one last Thursday. I'm going to have my next set coming up on Monday. And the continuing death toll and body toll of a problem which we could and should have solved decades ago is maddening in the extreme. It is devastatingly heartbreaking, obviously, for those involved, but it is just another example of a continued failure to deal with the gun death cult that exists here. And I am just deeply, deeply frustrated and so sad for the people affected. Again, I didn't want to bring everyone down, but I did want to say that at least while this is still an ongoing situation, and it literally just started happening like an hour ago, as a person who has spent many years of my life involved with universities and higher education, it's just I don't even know how to put my thoughts into words except to say that this is a choice that continues to be made, and we don't need to continue to make it. And I just, my thoughts and prayers and all that, not because I would rather do anything else. Most importantly, thoughts, prayers, and specifically actions I'd like to see going to do something now to help these people. But in the short term, I hope that everyone in Providence and the surrounding area is able to stay safe. And my heart goes out to the people who are dealing with this right now. It's just another day in America, but it's just so intensely frustrating and sad. But we hopefully are here doing something that will help us talk about a world in which we can do something about these things. We could do something in this world, the real world as well, but I mean something where people are already doing something, and that means the party that I'm going to bring in. So we'll do that. We'll take a step aside from real life here for a little bit, but I don't know. That just came across the feed, and I had to make some comment about it because I'm just so tired of it happening. What I am not, however, is I'm not numb to it, and that's important. I have not gotten desensitized to it at all, and I hope that we all as a society continue not to be numb to it, because it's the only way that we're going to be able to actually get past it at some point in the future. All right, let's step away from that for now, and let's move into the world at large. So I'm going to unmute myself so the folks know that we are ready to go. And then I am, I know, Isturm, I'm with you. And then I'm going to unmute these folks as soon as I can find the button. There we go. And then I'm going to head over to reveal to you the crew, which is here and ready to go. I am excited to bring them back in, and you will note that two of them, that there's sort of various degrees, I suppose, of temperature impacts. So we have like everything from, as I was joking about in the green room, like Dickensian, hat, sweater, scarf type deal, to hat to just, Zach with his light hoodie, you know what I mean? And then and Rhiannon and I are basically rain jacket, right? And then I'm like sitting around 36, 37 degrees, and it's, I'm not saying the last two digits of 36 or 37, so don't get your hopes up, Gen Z. Anyway, I am very pleased, though, to be able to have all these people, no matter the temperature, with me. I'll start with Rhiannon at the top left of the screen. Good to see you, Rhiannon. I hope all is well. I see you're wearing the rain jacket. How's everything with you, not just weather-wise, but in life, and who are you playing tonight?
Things are going well. I mean, it has made a difference to what I did today that the rain has finally stopped briefly. Got a new mattress, so that is exciting.
All right.
Nice.
We're gonna do Princess and the Pea probably for a little while, but and I'm playing Cetari Verban, half elf, divine soul sorcerer, so healing if people will let her, if they won't take over her spot.
Getting increasingly bitter every time. I could do more healing. That's funny. Awesome. Thanks, Rhiannon. Always a pleasure. Excited to see what Cetari gets up into. Also excited to see what Toya Kristen Finley gets up to. It's good to see you, Toya. So you're not at the Dickensian level yet, but you are still, it's colder, and it's going to get colder, right? Is that what I heard you saying just before we started?
Yes, but to be honest, I'm not wearing a beanie because it's cold. I'm wearing a beanie because I did not want to deal with my hair. The black
okay.
girls
Well, that's
know.
all right. That's
because I'm wearing a t-shirt. See that?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But yes, it'll be cold in the morning, and my house is just fine and toasty and warm. But glad to be here tonight. I will be playing Nalik, also known as Nals Darkly, who is a human bard.
Very excited to see what Knowles gets up to as we move along. In fact, these folks have everybody here has some cool new thing that they've recently gotten. Because although as I was watching the prep for this, I was noticing I've forgotten that we had talked about the possibility of you all just tossing Gamork into the forge and just like turning him into like this uber beast and like using all of your sword. But you decided no, I think we need to individually do things. But anyway, looking forward to seeing what Knowles gets up to. Hey, Drew, what's going on, man? Welcome. Drew, I hope you're doing okay too. You're not right nearby what I was just talking about, but I hope you're doing okay. You're closer than I am to that stuff. So anyway, but good to see you, Drew. Moving right down the line, the person I kept referring to as Dickensian. It's only on my mind, LaShawn, because of Christmas Carol stuff that I've been seeing, which is my favorite story, and it's all over the place. So that's why. But it is cold where you are, though, right now. So how cold is cold, and who are you playing tonight? And also, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm Sean. Yeah. It is currently 0 degrees in Madison. So,
0 degrees.
Yeah, so I am sitting here with a thick sweater, a knitted hat, which I knitted myself.
Very
so
nice.
Very nice. And hand warmer gloves,
Yep.
which I also knitted myself. I do a lot of knitting up here because it's cold. So, but other than that, staying warm. And I play Raven Galinar, who is a Lorendi. And I just got my sheet into Roll20. So
Hey, good. I'm glad.
hopefully, it will be easier for me to actually roll stuff without hunting and pecking for what I need to do.
I'm glad that happened, and yes, I'm glad that I finally was with some assistance was able to get my butt in gear to get the sheet available to you. So good to see you, Raven. Thank you. Good to see you, LaShawn, by which I mean Raven in a minute in the game. But thanks, LaShawn. Stay warm with us as you do so. I will head over to the person who has nothing to say about warmth at all. Like this is again, he's like, yeah, I was taking a walk and I was like, it's slightly chilly and I need to layer, and it's like practically 50, and I'm like, all right, whatever, man. What's going on, my friend? Zach Clay, good to see you, Zach. How's everything with you? Like, are you going to survive the temperature drop for where you are, and who are you playing tonight?
Oh boy, I don't know. Yeah, where I live right now, it feels like 40 degrees, but yeah, it's 45 at this very moment. I'm going into San Francisco tomorrow, so I imagine it's going to be much colder, and I'm going to wear my poncho to try to keep warm.
Wear the poncho. Okay.
Yeah, but no, things are good and cold. Christmas is already almost here, which is scary, and then we have the new year. So I don't know. I'm excited for new stuff. The Game Awards last night or 2 nights ago, whenever it was exciting. Some new things there.
Don't you mean the Claire Obscure Awards? Like, since it was,
I mean,
it won
yeah,
like 12 different categories or something ridiculous.
it was a good game.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to be here tonight, of course, for Esper Genesis, or Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks. For many years, I had to say Esper Genesis only. I am playing Dr. Keldon Jaraxxus, the dentist cybermancer celebrity with no Wi-Fi connection and a new battle focus. So I'm excited to see how that works.
Very, very cool. And yes, I'm excited as well. So Triffid, I'm really sorry to hear that. Like, currently -3, heat is set at 73. I'm wearing a toboggan and sweats because fevers and chills because I finally got COVID. Oh, I'm sorry, Triffid.
I feel better, Triffid.
Yeah, feel better. I am glad, obviously, that we, do vaccinations and all that kind of stuff. But geez, so feel better. Feel better with us, basically. And I'll mention this also to the players as well, that my daughter is currently doing the second and final night of her school's production of Macbeth. I went to see it last night. She was amazing. The school is amazing. My kid's amazing. Also, she's gotten into 5 universities now at 5 at 5. No big deal. I'm not bragging it or anything. But 1 second, honey. This is exactly what I was about to say. Because they're there and my wife is going to see tonight, that means that my mother-in-law, who's not feeling well, is taking care of my kid, which means my son is going to come at periodic moments like this one that just happened. Yes, honey? What's up?
I'm really, really
Right. So you're really, really, really hungry. Is there any stuff here? Wait. Talk amongst yourselves while I go find my son.
Yeah, go feed your hungry son. That's funny. Well, great. I also have a hungry son, but in the form of a dog who's laying down.
Oh, you
He's
have
in the
a hungry
darkness.
boy.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
I
we
have
A
a
go.
hungry
good
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, you can't see him, but he's
It
chilling.
almost looks like his eyes. I know those aren't his eyes, but
No,
that's
yeah,
so
he's
funny.
turned away from the computer entirely here. If I turn up my brightness, maybe you can see. He's
Oh, there we
laying
go.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm back.
right there.
Oh,
Nice
established
little,
coat.
yeah, a little sweater action going on.
I looked over and I just saw the what looks like, I guess that's your backpack, Zach, but like the
Well, yeah,
reflected look
that
like
in the
these evil
background.
eyes, like
Yeah,
like staring
yeah.
at us. I was
never
like,
noticed.
geez.
I never noticed my backpack has reflectors. Good to know.
It's
But
just
anyway,
like good gravy.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, so this there may be occasional disruptions this evening. I apologize
Mhm.
because of that. So it was really getting bad for you, the COVID one night a couple months ago. I'm thankful I got better. Well, so am I, minor trader, and again, like the critical nature of the vaccines, but that doesn't obviously mean that it's not a serious thing when you get it. And so, so hang in there, Triffid, for sure. And all right. Well, with that said, let's talk a little bit, shall we, about what happened in our last session. Because we had a shopping episode, everyone. At least half of it was. Because, as I jump over to the map here, if you look at this, you will note that the party is gathered at this very cool looking thing to the south. I'll scroll down a bit. And what this actually is a forge. It is, in fact, some kind of Magitech forge. They had been told that this might be a possibility, that such a thing existed, from Dumig Rieger, who was one of the keepers that originally had found the downed starship Centurion many, 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 many hundreds of years ago. But when they were looking through, they weren't sure exactly where it was. And what they discovered was something which was able to give them some enhancements and some basic items. Essentially, I shouldn't say basic, some items which are enhanced to have some significant ability based upon certain energy that they have. Now, the forge is not at full power, it must be noted. And if the party is able to find other things to further enhance the forge, it means they could get even higher level versions of the things that they currently carry, which is a pretty cool motivation. But besides that is the fact that although they found this forge, there are other parts, in fact, a lot of other parts yet, to be discovered about the mystery of what's going on within this ship, because they have discovered a lot of ship materials, ship parts, workbench stuff, pieces and parts of like drones and things like that. But other than that, have found just sort of, this is the engineering deck that they're on right now, but have found, first of all, not enough of the deck. I'll come back to that in a minute. But secondly, the fact that there is yet another deck on the ship that hasn't been looked at either. And so there's a lot that basically the party needs to figure out. Although I should say that the party investigated almost 50% of the size of a deck in one session, as opposed to the something like 5 sessions it took them to get through 100% of the last deck. So they sped up considerably just because of what they were looking for, which is totally fine. And that's what happens. Right at the very end of our last session, though, I will mention that Gamork, their cybernetically, as it were, enhanced direwolf, was standing at the entrance to this room right here. There we go. And growling at something outside. Also, one last thing I want to mention is that over here, Raven also discovered what looked like these powered suits, almost like these mech suits, if you will, these mini mech suits of armor, which Raven was not immediately familiar with, but which Jaraxxus knows is the same kind of thing that was chasing one of the other characters who, too many names, not Dumig Rieger, who's that guy?
Dartmouth.
Dartmouth. Yes. Hold on, I'll find it. Show me Dartmouth. I have literally
Dartmouth
like
Rend.
so many names. Dartmouth Rend. Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
So Dartmouth Rend was the one that was chasing them, and was the one that kind of brought these people together in the end, sort of. So it was the same kind of armor that was chasing him, which may suggest some technology on this ship ended up somehow as some technology being used by the cultists or whoever they are that are going after the people on the planet. And the ultimate goal, of course, for those who haven't watched anything, is to find out the source of power for these mysterious and extraordinarily dangerous creatures called the Keratin, who have been tainting the minds of people on Thalos and may have had an impact in terms of not just regular viruses, but maybe computer and mechanical viruses as well. And so with all of that kind of noted, I am going to turn on a little bit of music. Which I will do, let's see if I can do that here. There we go. And then I'm going to hand things back over to the players and ask them what they would like to do. Gamork is growling in the corner, looking out the door of the room. And I believe you had done everything you wanted to do with the Forge at the moment, if I understand what you folks are doing. What would you all like to do?
Gamork is growling. Draxus will go approach to see what is causing our dog to be upset.
Okay. When you go over to this area, you can see that Gamork is looking out into the room beyond. And is just sort of doing this kind of low growl. And when you come up behind him, I guess make a perception check I should ask for first, Draxus, just to see what you may or may not see immediately. Trent thinks he just needs belly rubs, but I suspect Trent's a little bit biased.
A sweet, amazing, stupendous, natural one.
Awesome. So you see, essentially, at first you're very troubled, Draxus, because you see like this sort of gray flash, like sort of moving across your vision, and then you see it is Gamork's tail that is whipping back and forth in front of you. And yes, that is his name. Your favorite snuggle buddy from Fantasia? No, that'd be your favorite snuggle bunny from the Neverending Story, sir. That's what that would be theoretically. But anyway, so yes, he's flipping his tail back and forth, not in a wagging the dog sort of way, but in a something is bothering him sort of way. But you don't see anything in the room beyond him, Draxus, from your vantage point.
I pat his like rear, I guess, where his tail is,
He kind of like
and
turns his blind head around.
say, "I don't see anything. It's okay. Calm down."
And he enters the room.
Okay.
And Null says, well, it most certainly is not okay.
All right. I'll shout over to where Raven is and say, Gamork has found something. We're going into this room. Draxus will click on his recording unit, and I think I have a flashlight or something. I forget what it's called. A flashlight. I think it has a different name in
Might
this
be a mag light,
universe.
but
Yeah. And get all alien sci-fi with it and proceed in first,
okay. So
heroically.
he comes over to this door, all the way to the door, and from over here, you may remember that there is a sound that continues. There's a voice over here you might remember that continues to say, let me see if I have my thing going. Discover Magitech. Discover Magitech. This sort of like echoing voice again and again coming from these screens over here. And other than that, though, but you had heard that before. Other than that, he is staring at this door. And right now, the door next to it, there is a glowing red panel, which you recognize as being a red security card locked panel at the moment. But Gamork is just standing in front of the door, hackles slightly raised. He's not in full like charge, anger, rage kind of mode, but he's definitely on the alert as he's looking through that door.
Okay. I turn around to see if the others are coming.
Well, yeah, at least Raven's coming.
Okay. Sataria and Nalls, you going in or not? Okay.
Raven is coming cautiously.
Okay.
Yeah, so is Knowles.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you're muted, Rhiannon.
Sorry about that. Sataria, Dr. Draxus has been sort of like teaching her how to do stuff, so she's sort of closer behind him.
Okay. Yeah, I think we all move all the way up to
Okay.
Gamork. That's
So
what it
yeah,
sounds like. from the
he's just continuing to look at, just sort of stare at this door. Also, I want to make one quick note, not to throw people off of the door that he's looking at, but I want to make one note, which is that all of you are aware, and I think in particular Raven and Jaraxxus would know, that from where you took the turbo lift at the northern end, which is a reminder is up here, right? You took the turbo lift up there. From where you took the turbo lift down to here, this is not the full size of the deck. Like, this is basically the top portion, roughly speaking, of the ship. Like, there's, and you did not see any, you haven't seen any doors to the south or anything like that yet, any passageways to the south. But there's either this thing is like half size, which seems odd for an engineering deck, or there's something else in this place so far. So I just wanted to point that out, that there's something. This is not a completely explored deck anywhere to the south that you've been able to find as of yet.
Okay. You said something about a red security panel. Is this
That seems to
over
be
here?
sealing the door. Yes.
I always forget who has what key card.
There's one we don't have, so I have a green one.
Yeah.
I have the other green.
So it's a blue. Blue we don't have, I believe.
I have the red one, is what I wrote down.
Uh-huh.
So I will. Draxus says, "Ah, I have the red one." And is this where I access the thing?
No, it's actually up to the right. I'll show you here. Like there, to the right of the door.
Okay. And this would open the door that Gamork is growling at?
I mean, possibly. It's like that's why the other doors have behaved. Yes. So.
Okay. Is there any way to see through the door right now?
It is currently two metal doors that are like sealed shut. I mean, you're welcome to listen to the door or whatever. I mean, but
yeah,
you can't see anything.
Yeah. Jaraxxus will look over at Sataria and say, "You are half human, half elf, right? Or
Correct.
am I miss? I've heard that the elves have great hearing. Would you use this hearing of yours?" And I gesture at the closed door.
Sure.
Okay. Can I get a perception check from you, please, Sataria, if you're going to come up to the door?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
So what you hear, in as you're sort of listening to this, is you hear kind of a bzzz, poo, bzzz, poo, as if something is sliding back and forth inside the room. Bzzz, poo. And you don't know whether this sound was going on before, but you may remember that you have activated a couple of power sources since coming down here, including the Magitech Forge itself. And so maybe that's why, but definitely there's something in there that's moving back and forth. Mechanical sounding.
Yeah. Yeah, she when she tells people about it, she'd relate it back to what we've seen so far, as opposed to sort of the more abstract.
Okay.
She's like, oh, it sounds like, this other thing that we saw.
Okay. All right. Well, this could be an opportunity to test out our new items, maybe.
Or it could be just something about the ship that's doing what it's supposed to now that we've sort of turned it back on.
Oh, that's true. One way to find out. Jaraxxus will wait to. Let's see. Oh, there's Gamork. Calm down. It's all right.
Rah, rah.
I will address that in a moment. But Draxus
Listen to
goes-
the fearsome bark of
Yeah.
Gamork.
I don't know what he's barking at, but I go to open the door and then I'm going to see to my dog.
Okay. Raven, are you attacking the deadly dog bark? What? I'm just making sure I know what the.
Raven is still kind of like hanging back, and she's just gonna watch
Okay,
stuff happening,
I got you. Okay.
kind of like as backup.
I saw the roll go up, and I was like, quick, there's action. Okay. All right. When this opens up, there we go. And let's see. I would like you to reveal. I'd like you to stop asking me if I want you to reveal. Yes, I do. Okay. So this opens up on another huge room. In fact, if anything, it's even bigger than the rooms you've been in so far. And as you look a little bit at a distance, you can see that you are looking at what looks like a ship building or repair dock, maybe even a ship bay. Technically, this is not quite in line of sight yet, so you'll have to find that a little bit. There are two small shuttle, what look like shuttle ships, I guess the Draxus and Raven would call them, that are hanging from docking mounts on the ceiling of this room. And they are in fact responsible apparently for making the noise that you're hearing, and I'll describe how that works in just a moment. At the same time, though, the other thing that might catch your attention is this right here, which clearly looks like some kind of ground vehicle, if you had to guess. It is, in fact, as you're looking at it, a 20-foot long, what looks like it might have acted as some kind of ground transport. It has these very thick, sort of metal banded tires that are on them. And you can't tell that they're clearly not made of rubber or would have degraded by now, but there's some substance that's covering these tires. And then there's a bunch of like supply crates and stuff like that around. So there is that. And then you can see another one of these things up here that looks like it's more of maybe an airborne sort of thing. And this and another one, like parts of it, are on this mounted hook above. And as you watch, these things are now, the shuttle literally is moving back along the track with the hooks, and then when it bumps against some obstruction in the track, the shuttle sort of sways back and forth, and then so it's moving back and forth essentially. Also, you can't quite see what's around here. You'd have to go around here to see. But one thing you can see from here over on this end, two sets of enormous doors, large enough to allow egress to the both this land vehicle that you think this is down here and the two shuttles that you see on the hooks above you. And Gamork sort of growling just paces in a couple of steps and then stops and kind of is moving his head around, kind of like sniffing the air.
Draxus goes to go through the door, but realizes that the door must be opened on roll 20 for us to move our tokens into the room.
Oh, my bad.
Draxus is
Opened.
like,
Haha. That's cool. I didn't know it was doing that. That's really neat. So there we go.
Okay.
Any bodies?
Not ones that are obvious at the moment. But you could look around if you want a little bit, obviously.
I mean, that's what she's gonna look for.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a green glowing console. Is that like the red one?
Are you talking about this one here? I see a few green glowing
Yes.
things. Yes. So that one, as you're sort of like looking up and around the outside, That seems to be not actually a console. You think that it's some kind of almost tube of what might be energy, some kind of greenish energy that seems to be kind of fizzing and bubbling. It almost looks liquid, but you're pretty sure it's not that. But it's definitely some energy flow that's going up into these large pipes up here to the north, and maybe, presumably, coming from the pipes down south.
So, Malls is going to ask, are these ships? Like the one that you flew on?
No, these are, well, Jaraxxus will point to the one on the left and say, this is like a carriage, kind of, but big. And I don't know what it carried. That over there, that is having some trouble, and I'll point up at the transport thing that's...
Yeah.
That is a shuttle of some sort. We should find a way to turn that off.
Could you still fly it if it weren't malfunctioning like that?
Maybe. Let's figure out how to stop that from happening, though. Jaraxxus is gonna try to, like, trace visually where the track is and see if there's, like, mechanical wiring that I can lead all the way back to some sort of pad to turn it off or something.
Okay. Let me have you... Okay, yes. Let me have you make a... Investigation, I think, would be good for this one.
Yeah. Okay.
In the meantime, Raven's just going to start wandering around.
Okay. And give me a sense as you do that, Raven, as you do, like, if what particular things you might be looking at. Like, if you're like, I am interested in the vehicle, or I want to check the machinery, or I want to check the big doors, or, whatever that might be.
Yeah, right now she's just looking around.
Okay.
I think some of it is like, it looks vaguely familiar to her.
Mm-hmm.
But she's trying to figure out if she's seen it before.
Okay.
Is there anything potentially in these boxes, these crates?
Conceivably, they are at the moment. They seem to be mostly. Some of them are open, with their contents scattered, including like what look like sets of screws and bolts. But most of them do seem to be closed. You're not 100% sure how they were sealed, but they do seem to be sealed at the moment.
Are they made of wood or
Metal.
are they metal?
Metal.
Is somebody able to open these crates?
Jaraxxus is like following the
Too busy following the thing.
line of wires. He says, a bit busy.
So Raven will come over and take a look. I don't know if I have anything. Yeah, she's also going to take a look at the crates.
Okay. They are sealed. It used to be, Raven, that if it's anything like some of the ones that you encountered, that they were crates that could be opened with a particular magnetic key, or at least that was what it was, although the technology that you're used to with these things is much newer. Remember, this is all like older technology, relatively speaking. But definitely if you had some kind of like a electro torch or something like that, you might be able to cut through it. These crates are designed to, like maintain the objects inside or the items inside relatively safely, but they're not like heavy duty ship hull metal or something like that. So yeah, you would need some kind of like electro torch or laser or something like that that could cut it open.
Yeah, so I'll tell that to Niles and say, yeah, I think we're going to have to find a tool for it. But this is so much older than what I'm used to, so I'm not entirely sure what we're looking for. But if we could find something that's like a torch or something that's slender, that some sort of laser. Do you even know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I've seen Jiraxis use a laser, and I've seen you use a laser, I believe. How would this laser be different?
Okay, well, if we can find something like that then we can take a look at these crates. And maybe we'll find more car keys. I don't know.
Perhaps we can find a dead body for Sutaria, and maybe that would have a laser on it.
At that, Raven grimaces and just like, I'm going to start looking for this laser thing, and walks away.
Okay. While you're doing that, Jiraxis, you trace this up to if you were to bring your token up this way, you trace sort of the track and following the track backwards to here, and what you find over here is you find a few things. First of all, there are some broken down, what look like maybe clamps. This might have been used to like, almost like an enormous vise to hold some pieces in place while work is being done on them. But these things are like broken apart and not functional anymore. And clearly there have been some people that came down and have like, you know, taken some material from these or like and you don't know, you're not sure if this is like it was taken by, you know, bandits and raiders later on, or if this was something that was used by the crew trying to do like a salvage operation or something. Like, that's unclear. But you do see over here that the track kind of leads over into this corner, more or less, of the room. And there is a kind of console screen that is glowing kind of green, and you can see a couple of weird flashing. Like, if you were to come up to it closer, Jiraxis, it seems to be kind of glitching between two images, from what you can tell, or two something or others. So you'd have to get closer to see what it is.
I get closer to see what it is.
You're destroyed. No. When you get closer to it, haha. No, when you get closer to it, you see there are. It looks like it's flashing back and forth between some kind of like map or schematic or blueprint or something, and then a set of what look like toggle switches, virtual, you know, toggle switches on there. But it's like very much, it's like, you know, map, toggle switch, map, just like you're just getting flashes of each, basically.
Okay. I'll try to toggle the switch to the left or down or whatever.
It's not
one side.
It's at the moment you're not, like, it's not on the screen long enough for you to actually get to it. It's going back and forth between them. Toggle image, toggle image, toggle image,
Can
toggle
I
image,
see
like that.
if this is a physical analog issue, if I can like fix the wiring
Sure.
or something?
I'll take a mechanics check if you can do that.
I will guide myself as I hold out my palm. I say,
walks over here.
magic stuff. And then some drones gather around my glove and say, that's sort of how Nalik did it. And I'll go over and, let's see, try to be mechanical.
Okay.
Let's see. All right. So that's a 14.
14. Yeah, so as you're sort of like clicking this on, you see that there's a couple of wires that are sparking, and that you think if you were able to attach one of them, you would stop the image. What you're not sure about is what you would stop it on. So, in other words, you've got mechanic, toggle, mechanic, toggle, mechanic, toggle. Or I should say, no, I'm sorry, not mechanic. Toggle switch, and then whatever it is, schematic. Toggle, schematic toggle. So you think you can probably fix it such that you can stop it on one or the other, but you don't know which one.
I'll just do it and let the dice fall where they fall.
Okay, let me have you roll a 4-sided die, please.
Great.
Can I was going to
Oh, you're going to help?
Yeah.
You could do that, sure. Although the mechanics check, Yeah, that would have had to have been done a little bit earlier, actually, Knowles, because this is just sort of to randomly see what his mechanics thing fixes.
Oh, okay.
But we'll keep that in mind for the future for others like this. So you kind of, there's this bzz, bzz, and then it just glows on, two things happen. Number one, the bzz, bzz, stops, and the shuttle rocks back and forth, and there's a like a sound of straining wires over your head, Knowles, because this shuttle is about like right around here, and Gamork kind of turns his head up. You hear
Yeah, and-
straining wires.
And Knowles is going to move back
Okay.
after hearing that.
Gamork sort of steps back too, and then there's this, and you can see like pulling down this sort of, and then the back end of the shuttle like smashes down onto the ground. And there's a kind of like a shower of sparks and so on. But there's no explosions. To be clear, chat, by the way, whenever you see explosions, if there's no fuel in a vehicle, not likely to explode. Anyway, hits the ground. But it's definitely like the top of it is still hanging on to like, you know, like the wire in the track, but the back of it is there. And it's just sort of like sloped upwards towards the track where it's being held. And Gamork is growls somewhat more loudly, Knowles, looking in the direction, or, you know, sniffing in the direction of the ship. But it's not moving any further. You'll be happy to know. The back and forth has stopped. In the meantime, Jaraxxus, the item, the image itself has stopped on a schematic. And it looks like a kind of a map, if you were to guess. In fact, you can see a large room sort of in the center with a passageway leading north, and then another large room to the east, and then another large room to the west. You're pretty sure this is a schematic of this level, if you had to guess, because it's shaped the same way the rooms are. But there were two notable differences. One, these ones over here on the schematic are reflected as being open. That is to say, like they're diagonally open as if they were open to the ground. This is a schematic, not an actual control panel, remember. So this is just showing what, like a blueprint of this level, apparently. So they're both out as if these both are open to the air on the schematic. And the other thing that's notable is that there is a whole section down here, which is, if you're looking properly, if you're understanding this properly, comes down to the what looks like another turbo lift at the southern end of this floor. And there's no obvious access between where you are and where the other part of this deck is from here. If you're reading the schematic properly, you'd have to, like, you know, go up and go over and come back, basically, on the other turbo lift.
But I am able to see sort of the deck that is south of us.
Roughly, yes.
A schematic of it.
And I will, let's see if I can give you... Yeah, I can't show you a whole... I guess trying to think how I can do this without...
Yeah.
Without revealing everything. I can give you some basics, though. Let me just do one thing to do this.
And yeah, my main question is whether it is clear that we'll need to go back up the turbo lift and access this part of the floor from a different turbo lift, or his idea is, what if we go outside through these two big bay doors, and then there's two bay doors on the southern part that we can enter in, so maybe we have to go out to the west and then back in. But
okay, so let me show you this part. Let me see if I did this correctly.
yeah.
Yeah. So now what I'm showing you is not what you actually have access to yet. I'm just showing you the schematic, okay? But you don't actually have any access to this yet.
Okay. Got it. Does it show anything in the dark areas to the east and west of that?
It does not, which seems odd, but it's not
Okay.
listed in the schematic.
Got it. Yeah, and it doesn't look like it's accessible from anywhere else anyway. Okay. Southern Turbo Lift. Where would that... Was there even a... when we entered the ship for the
Mhm.
first time, there was the Northern Turbo Lift, which we went into,
Mhm.
right? And then there was a Western one, I believe.
Yes, and an eastern one. But
Oh.
there was, however, you may remember that you accessed your deck. Like when you went into the entrance, there was a turbo lift that was sort of. It looked like a turbo lift. Like the door that you entered looked like a turbo lift door that opened up onto the floor, but
Okay.
it was not powered beyond just opening up to let you into that first deck.
I
But
see.
that was before you got the power to all the turbo lifts running. So you don't know what that does now.
Oh, okay. Does the schematic... I guess my last question is, does this schematic have a title or name?
It does not. No.
Great.
It's-
Although...
And
this
the
is
rooms are not
engineering deck,
labeled
so-
either. So
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
I imagine maybe that's like the central core. That looks like a central core if I've ever seen one. All right. Jaraxxus will see if there's a way for him to unfasten the front of the ship that's now leaning.
Okay.
Is there a way for me to unhook that from here?
Probably not from. Certainly not from here. This thing pretty much you think is frozen in place on the schematic. You think. There probably is a way or was a way to do that at some point, but
Okay.
you don't know how that would actually operate at the moment.
All right.
In the meanwhile, Raven, I want to mention, and then I have something for Sataria too. Raven, when you go down this way, you said you were kind of looking around, and I don't know if you went like here or like where, how far down you were going. I know you were looking for the laser thing.
I started heading down this way, but then got distracted by Knolls, and now I'm kind of moving slowly back this way, looking for the tool.
Okay.
So, or looking for something that could be considered a tool.
Let me have you make, please, an investigation check for me as you do that.
I can do that.
Hey, look at that. Okay. So as you're making your way up, you don't see a laser tool, but I mentioned that over here, these look to be like up here where Knolls was before, what Knolls referred to as like a console that I said was actually green energy, right? It looks like there's red energy here. And Raven, if you had to guess, you think there's also a, like, I guess what I would put is like there's a tube, a flexible metal tube that is extending from this. And as you come close to it, you can see like red glowing energy behind this. This may be an item because it looks like it almost looks like some kind of like a welder. And you wonder whether you might be able to kind of reverse engineer it to open a crate. The only thing is you'd need to bring the crate to it because like it doesn't, it only extends to maybe to this square. That's it. The other thing is that right now it's welding, which is of course not cutting. But you think you think it's possible you could maybe modify it if you did some shenanigans with it.
I look over at Knolls and say, how much do you really want to open this crate?
Well, we're still missing a blue key, and we might find something useful in any of these crates that aren't open yet. So, whatever bonuses we can get, I say we go for it.
Well, you can open it, but it will involve us having to push the crate over to this thing here. And I may be able to get this doohickey thingy to open it, but first we need to push the crate over because I can't pull this thing out of the console here. So Raven goes over to the crate and basically, well, can we push it?
I will.
How heavy is the crate?
It's heavy, but I think you could. It's within you to do that. I would like an athletics check, please. And if Raven, if you're, Nulls, if you're going to help with this, or I see Jaraxxus has come back over, or get like one of your companions. Basically, two of you can fit behind one of these. So if you do that, you can make this check at advantage if two of you are pushing.
Who's better at athletics? I have a +3.
I have 0.
0.
Sataria, what about you?
Sataria.
Yeah, I'm just checking. +0.
7. Okay.
All right. I wonder if Gamork would help.
Oh, yeah.
So, Nulls calls over to Gamork. Would you like to help give a little push, buddy?
Gamork kind of like sort of turns
And-
head. Do you have
And
your...
I tap the crate.
Okay.
I
yeah.
don't have. I'm not casting Speaks with Animals at the moment.
That's yeah. Let me have him make a quick check. He is a smart wolf, but okay, let's do that. That carry the 1. Okay. So Gamork kind of comes over and kind of like looks at the crate, and then kind of looks up at, or I should say, I keep saying looks, but sort of sniffs at the crate, and then
I
kind of
tap it with my foot.
looks,
and
goes
comes over.
over there and sniffs at the bottom of it, and then sort of lowers his great shoulder to it, and then with his paws splayed out, sort of pushes his shoulder forward, and there's a creaking sound from the crate. And you can see it shift slightly, like lean up a little bit, like on the floor, but it's not pushing yet.
Okay, then I will help push.
Okay, so let me.
Athletics.
Yes.
I'll cast guidance.
Okay.
I touch Nalik's arm and say, use your strength.
I thought you were gonna say use the force. And I was like, listen,
Use the force.
I can't get demonetized. Okay.
I'll roll a d4 for you.
All right. Nulls, you get to make that twice at advantage because you're getting help to your bike Gamork. So roll that again, and then you can add that 2.
Yeah, the first one's gonna be better.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a... And then... And the crate sort of falls over on its side, but closer. And you're able to sort of push... Takes a little while, but you're able to push it basically over to here. To next to this, like, thing that you had been suggesting, Raven.
I'll come over and just start fiddling with the tube.
I would like a mechanics check from you. Sataria, I would like a perception from you, please.
Okay.
Okay. 10 is, well, this is not a super difficult check, at least to give you some
Okay.
information, which is you have been looking off towards what everyone's been doing, but you've also been looking off in the direction of this door and these doors. And what you have noticed, again, this is all you can see from your vantage point, is that the floor over here, most of this seems to be kind of like grayish to sort of bluish metal. But over here, you notice that it's considerably lighter and seems vaguely reflective or shiny almost, both here and then also here.
Mm.
For whatever that's worth, you can see that from this vantage point, but that's it.
Well, I'm gonna go over and investigate. I'm not gonna. They're doing their thing.
Okay. I'm going to continue with you. I'll come back to the fixing the crate thing in a minute. When you get here, Sataria, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me. Because the
Oh, boy.
floor is slippery. Hurt! Okay. You fall to the ground. You will take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. You'll be happy to know it's not a big deal. But the good news is that while you're lying on the ground, you see that it's not only is it slippery, it's slippery because there is a layer of moisture in here, which seems to have frozen. Now, the weird part of that is it's definitely not freezing temperatures in here. But as you look out, you can see that there is almost what looks like frost on the inside of and on the ground next to the doors here. And up here too, although you're over, you're
Yeah.
down here right now.
There's something cold over here. Do you need cold for building things?
Jaraxxus will go over and say, "What?" What do we need? There's cold. Jaraxxus will go and look at what is happening,
Okay.
and then totally not realize that the ground is slippery.
I would like a
also
dexterity saving
yeah.
throw, please.
Yeah, she doesn't warn him.
Yeah,
I'm afraid.
but I love the fact
Great.
that you're still on the ground, right? Like he's just like,
Nat 20.
oh, nice. So you just
-1.
pirouette around and like ice capades to a stop, like clearly.
Yeah,
You know.
I do the. I'm slipping for a good 15 seconds straight, and I'm just like until eventually I just stop and then glide without moving and say, "Okay."
Dramatically.
Yes.
So yes, this floor is icy. It's slippery.
Do we see a way to open the door?
They seem closed at the moment.
Do we see a way to open them?
Well, I mean, if you go over to the door, like right next to the door, and I'll just mention there are these two extremely strong-looking metal bars that are on the inside. Large bar. There is a central bar in the middle, like tying them together, and then there are gears on either side of those bars. If you had to guess, you think that what would happen is that, so these are like horizontal like this, and there's a sidebar. You think that they're designed to, if the gears worked, go like this, right? But at the moment, though, they do not look, I mean, you don't see any mechanism to do that. Like, they're just, that's obviously how they would open, but you don't see any, there's no handle, there's no button, there's no panel that you can see from here that's obvious.
All right. Well, that'll take some looking.
Is there any green lights? Because she's got a green key card, and I know that the key card slots looked in a particular way, but I think that for something to do, she's going to look for any green lights that she can put her green key card against in
Okay.
case that does something.
There is a green light up here, although it does
Okay.
not look like the other, like, does not look like a panel per se. But when you put it next to it, you're like, ha! You're like, green. It does nothing. Does not seem to be interacting with your
Okay.
card at all. Meanwhile, by the way, back over at Raven with this thing. Raven, I would like you to make a mechanics check for me, please. Which you should have on there.
Can I
think.
guide?
Yeah, I got it.
Sure. And yes, you can guide.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, so we got the D4 going on. Oh, we got us a raid from Dungeon Dorks. That's what I like to hear.
Nice.
What's going on, Dungeon Dorks? Welcome to, Haudzenia Shadowbane. Good stuff. Onward to new quests. Greetings, noble Arvanel. We depart from troubled halls to witness thy expedition and heed these spectral words. I appreciate thy words, Heads in the Shadowbane. Welcome to the underside of a broken down starship. That said, though, from one genre to another. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome. I assume there was some D&D happening, and if so, I hope that it went well. What were you doing? And welcome, everybody, and welcome to Unedited B and Loomsoul TV and Dungeon Dorks. There's Dungeon Dorks. Hi, Dungeon Dorks. Thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome everybody to Expedition for the Mysterious Peaks, which is a kind of mashup of space and fantasy stuff, and we are currently in the midst of exploring a crashed ship as they try to figure out some mysteries here. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much.
Thanks for dropping by, everybody. We are also Dungeon Dorks.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
We
happily.
are.
Thanks for the raid. I appreciate it, Dungeon Dorks. Thank you. What were you playing, Dungeon Dorks? What D&D were you playing? Okay, so Anyway, yes, mechanical check. Mechanics check was a 5. Okay, so Raven,
I
you're
was
doing-
guiding though.
Oh, you were guiding. Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll the d4 then.
Oh, it's me. Oh, D4.
Yes. And that is the target that rolls it. So yeah.
So I roll a D4. Which? That's
The 6. So Raven, you're doing a bang up job of inscribing the side of this crate with stuff like open sesame. No, you don't do that. But you are not opening it. You're writing on it apparently. But this is a welder, obviously. So maybe it's not quite the design you were hoping for. But you're having trouble getting this thing open. Thank you for the follow.
Can I do anything to help, Raven?
Maybe you could handle this better than I can, because apparently I can't.
What is this contraption?
Well, it's. I was hoping that I can aim it to, like, somehow get it to laser on the top so it can open up the box, but I can't seem to get a good grip on it.
Now, would this be something like akin to Null just punching a bunch of buttons or something, or
mean, you
or like
can-
somebody who doesn't know how to play like a fighting
yeah.
game and just matches
Try?
buttons?
Yeah, I agree. You could try. You're doing a homebrew adventure, 2 episodes in on our first campaign. Congratulations, Dungeon Dorks. It's awesome. I'll have to check that out later on. Awesome. And thank you also for the follow, Dungeon Dorks. I'm glad to hear it. So you can try Nulls. I would give you disadvantage on this, I would say, but if Raven is sort of trying to assist you, let's say, then maybe we'd equal that out. So you would just have kind of a like flat roll. I don't think you have mechanics, so I think this would be mechanics. I think is wisdom based, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
So then it would just be a wisdom check, Nulls, is what you'd be doing.
Alrighty.
That's a save.
Yes,
Give me an actual check.
Oh. Okay, okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, that's even worse.
You've now drawn the, so Raven drew the yin symbol. You've done the yang symbol on the outside of the box, but it is not opening.
So you just keep beating at this thing.
Yeah,
and
well, you're
see if
basically
it
just
ever
like
does
just carving in the outside of it, basically. I imagine at some point Atari Draxus look over and it just looks like you're doing like just art. I'm just gonna, this is a factory. We're gonna open up an artisan community here, right? Like we're just. Right?
Raven is muttering to her under her breath and cursing slightly. It's like, if I could just. She almost wants to like yank it out the console and like, but that will break it. But she's very close to doing that because she's getting very, very, very frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever dealt with anything this fussy before?
Look, where I came from, stuff like this wasn't bolted to the wall. I could just pick up something and just like make it open, like a magic wand or something like that.
Ooh,
But there's nothing like that here.
wait a minute though. Like a magic wand. Do you have any device or weapon that's like a magic wand? Maybe you could use it that way.
At that I frown. And then I start going through my stuff. I mean, I still got this earth elemental diamond that we haven't broken open.
An
That-
earth.
An earth elemental? I forget. I think this is what your kind calls that. Yeah, I don't know. Earth elemental?
Sure, but that would be a big friend who might help us smash some big enemies.
It would open the hell out of a crate, though. It's a funny thought. Also, just briefly, let me also say hello to, we have another 5 or 6 viewers watching over on YouTube at the same time. So welcome, everybody. Good turnout. But anyway, yeah.
Oh,
Um,
I've got a thought. In the forge room, there was that mech suit. Was that operational?
I don't. Raven stands there for a moment, like her mind is like short circuiting. It's like use a mech to open a mech suit to open a crate. You know what? We can try that. I
And the mech suit would be useful for other things too, I am assuming.
I think so. I've never actually worn the mech suits that have been used from where I'm from was more for battles and stuff, but I
Well,
don't
we are
have
battling with this crate.
a fair point. Touche. Let's go to the mech suit.
All right, well, Raven and Nulls are headed back to get the mech suit.
okay. While they're headed to get a mech suit to open a crate, Draxus and Sataria, your repeated, determined, but sadly still ineffective attempts of mashing the key card into the console have not done the job, or not a console, but whatever the heck this glowing light is, have not seemed to work here. It definitely feels like this is opened from elsewhere, as the phrase might say.
Draxus will look up at the front of the passenger ship, or the shuttle, I guess, and is going to use a sprite beam blast to try to disconnect it from the top so that it falls to the ground.
Okay. Go ahead and make a ranged attack for me, please. Ranged spell attack. Or I guess in your case.
16.
Yep. And so like cuts through the wire and smash. And I want to point out that Raven and Nulls, you hear a tremendous metallic smashing from behind you.
Yeah, you
just
leave
a
the
crash.
room for 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. And right. And
Draxus will shout down the room, "We're good, it's okay."
And as you look at it, you can see that now there's two dangling severed wires from the tracks up top. But also, now that the shuttle's on the ground, you can see that its landing has smashed open several crates.
Okay. I go to look at the contents of the crates that have been smashed open.
So one of the crates has metal pieces, like the ones that are already open, screws, nuts, bolts, stuff like that, right? But another one is odd because another one has inside it what look more or less like mineral deposits, like stones, mineral deposits, pebbles, rocks, organic stuff, and definitely not metal, and definitely not, at least natively, from this ship.
I wish I could do like a scan to, be like, yes, this is rocks from the planet Lazavius 3 or something. I don't know. Do the rocks look like they came from this planet, or like they are alien, or is that not obvious with some sort of check?
Not obvious. Although they certainly, the area where this is mountainous and rocky, so okay. It wouldn't be surprising, but you don't know for sure.
I look at Sataria and say, well, what do you think? Should we look inside this thing? And I point at the shuttle. Or should we try to get those doors open?
Let's look at the shuttle for now. The doors seem like, as we work our way around, maybe they'll come open from something else that we do. I don't quite understand. You do something over here and then something over there happens. So.
Yeah, I don't understand it either, to be honest. I look for a way into this little vessel.
Sounds good. Are you doing the same thing, Sataria?
Yeah, I'll move my.
I would like
Just
two
a-
investigation checks, one from each of you, please, and then I'll come over to Raven and to Nulls.
We're doing great.
You're
Fist
like,
bump.
I mean, this thing looks hella damaged. That's for
Okay.
sure. It's very damaged, and but I mean, you don't have the faintest idea. Like, there's no obvious like entry area or not. It definitely is some kind of vehicle. There are no wheels on the bottom that you can see, so it's pretty likely that this was designed for. It might not necessarily be space transit. It could hover, but it's hard to tell because the bottom of it is now on the floor, and you don't, know if there's obvious like nozzles or anything that would like produce like a hovercraft or something to like pull it off the ground. But you're not sure exactly what's going on with that thing. Let me jump over to Raven and Knowles. So Raven, when you go back over, how are you going? What's your plan? What are you going to do to try to get this mech thing working?
Well, actually, Raven really doesn't have a plan because she never actually used any of these before.
Okay.
But she's not going to say that to Knowles. So, but she's frustrated enough that she's like, well, I'm just going to go and basically do what Knowles did and pretend that I know what I'm doing and fake it till I make it.
Okay.
And Nalls is going to guide her.
Okay. Go ahead then, and well, actually, let's figure out what we're doing because you're looking at 2 8-foot tall battle suit frames, basically. So I guess what I want from you here is a mechanics check. Also, as a reminder, Raven, I'm going to let you know this for free because I'm pretty sure you may or may not remember this from last time. You did find some sets of tools, remember, when you were looking around this area before? While they were all looking at the forge, you found sets of tools in the little like cabinets and workbenches around here. I just want to let you know that.
Oh, thank you. I
yeah.
actually kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
So, so what's going to happen is as she goes to the mecha box, she looks over to where she saw the tools and thought, "Wait a second, am I grabbing a huge like sledgehammer for when a bobby pin would do?"
Mm-hmm.
And so she actually pulls out the tool she got and she kind of looks at it.
Yes, this is a micro tool set. It is designed theoretically for a variety of things, including has a very small laser. I didn't want you to suffer when you literally found this last time.
No, I forgot, and I totally forgot to put it down in my stuff too.
It's okay.
So,
As a note for later, always put extensive notes. No, but that's fine.
well, now that
So,
I have this,
Now you have access. That's right. You do.
I
You
have
do have
access to this, so I can actually do
That's
that.
true. That's true. Also hybrids tested.
So-
So yes, a little bit of a laser, but you've still got the 2 8-foot sort of frames in front of you that are just lying dormant and silent, Raven.
So I turn and I was just like, so here's the thing. I don't actually really know how to start the mecha, these mecha suits or whatnot. However, I had completely forgotten that I had found these tools, and I think one of them is a laser tool that we can use on the crate. And that would be so much easier. I think I could figure this one out. So let's use the micro tools first before we use the mecha.
Well, and also a small suggestion. Once we get the crates open with that laser, we can figure out how to fix these suits because I have the very bad feeling they will come in handy at some point.
Raven nods respectfully and say, "You have a point." And so she's now had time to cool off and think again. So she's gonna take the tools and head back to the other room to try the tools on that.
Okay, and you're following Knowles?
Yep.
Okay. While you're doing that, Zatari and Jaraxis, after your
Oh yeah, we also can't get into the room now because the door's closed.
no, it should no,
Oh, no, there it is. Okay.
it should be
It looked
open,
like it-
I think.
Yeah.
But Zatari and Jaraxis, you are, as you walk in, Knowles, you can see that Zatari and Jaraxis are looking curiously at a shuttle which is now on the ground, on top of a couple of smashed crates.
So I also see the minerals,
Yes, from the
Um,
rocks, sure.
and Knowles would be interested in finding out what those are.
Okay. You can make a nature check for me, please, Knowles. Gamork comes over and sort of sniffs at them.
These
Definitely,
bad
yeah.
rolls.
These rolls, boy. I'll tell you what. You are rocking and rolling. These are, Knowles. You've seen rocks, and unquestionably, you're
These
dealing
are
with
definitely
rocks.
rocks.
Definitely rocks, not
Wow.
plants, not trees,
Mhm.
no doubt.
So
You should
Knowles
lick
will
them.
go back on over
Yeah.
to, with Raven to
You
the
should
to the
lick
other
those rocks.
crate.
Okay. Okay.
What's going on over there?
They found some rocks and some gravel in a crate that fell, or the shuttle that fell on top of the crates. So that was one way to get them open, just slam a shuttle on top of them, apparently.
See, that's what I was trying to avoid, but okay. So Raven goes over to the crate
Okay.
and pulls out the tools and fiddles with them a bit, and actually finds the laser and powers it on.
You were able to open the crate with no problem whatsoever. Just zoop. And when you open it, you see inside this crate what looks like essentially they look like axles and gear shafts. If you had to guess, these look like repair parts for this.
So they're repair parts.
Yeah.
For the carriage Jaraxis was talking about.
And Raven, while you're looking at that, can I get a mechanics check from you as you're looking at this thing? Because you can also see that there are some cables from a couple of what look like now far too broken or whatever things, but it looks like someone was trying to repair it now that you're looking at it, because you can see this thing is attached to it. Is that a 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you look at it, Raven, and you kind of look around, you think that this actually, it's missing parts. It does need to be fixed, probably, but the vehicle is mostly intact. And if you had the right parts, and this, what you have here is not the right parts, like it already has these things that are on it already, basically. But if you had the right parts, you think you might be able to fix this thing.
Yeah, so So Raven
Either-
sits back and then she takes a look at the transport in front of them. And then she looks back at the tools and it's like, no, I think I might be able to actually make this work.
Oh,
Are there other crates we can open?
We can do that.
might as well open all of them.
So
Would
with
it
her-
fit if we drove it around the ship? Seems kind of big for the door.
You're Satara, you know it definitely would not fit through the door that you all came in at the very least. So, but it would fit outside the bay doors.
Hmm.
In the cold?
Hmm. All right. Well, why don't you both see if you can scrounge up some parts? We were just about to figure out a way to get inside this thing.
And would the mech suits fit in this so we could transport them around easily?
Maybe. Would you two take a look at this, the one that has no wheels? I'll point at the one that we're standing next to. We can't figure out how to get into this thing.
Raven comes over and like, well, I could try, but I'm not entirely sure. The smaller one I'm more used to because that one she stops and she's like, well, back in my former life I used to drive around in these. So or in smaller ones like these, but larger one, this one I'm not as well versed.
Hmm.
I'll take an investigation check, Raven, for that.
I'll guide Raven.
Okay.
And
And
Nulls
say-
just takes a sweep around the shuttle to see if there's anything that she can understand about it at all.
okay, you can make an investigation check for me too, Nulls. I'm going to have you do it at disadvantage though. Okay, we are sitting with an 11, but there's the guidance from Jaraxxus, which I think the target rolls. So I think Raven, you roll that. I think.
Which is which die?
I think
It's
that's
a D4.
4,
Four?
3. Okay. Nulls, you're like, you sure this is a ship? Because I don't. I mean, you don't know. It's a smashed, metal monstrosity for sure. It sure doesn't look like it's going to move anytime soon. That's for sure. So that gives you a total of 14, Raven. If yeah, what you are able to tell, I think that's enough for you to be able to tell that unlike the thing to the south, the sort of land transport, this vehicle has sustained heavy damage. It seems as if it may have fallen to the ground and landed with an impact. Actually, twice. Looks like it might have
Wonder how
landed.
that happened.
But
Interesting.
but beyond that, there are also what look like essential parts that have been stripped from it. Like you're pretty sure that there's no central wiring harness anymore. You're not sure, so you would it's like having the shell of a car. Is it nice? Yes, but unless you're going to drive it Fred Flintstone style, you need to have an engine and something to run it on. And you're pretty sure that that's all been stripped from this thing. It's possible that it was sort of elevated on those wires, on those cables, in the hopes that it someday could be repaired, but it's a long way from that now. I was thinking of making the comparison. It's like, up on concrete blocks in someone's front yard, but I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that it's very much stripped of parts, and you don't think this is functional without a lot of work.
Could you open the door with your laser? Or
I mean, yes, but that's usually there's a way to ask permission, and then the door opens for you or something.
well, unless the person is still inside to grant that permission, I don't see why we have to be so nice.
I just don't want to break it if we're going to use it. But
It seems pretty broken.
all right. Jaraxxus, are we able to see through the windshield?
No, the shield seems to be fogged or, fogged over basically. From you can't tell inside or outside. Like as you put your hand on it, you can't rub it from the outside. So something inside, either intentionally or otherwise, has obscured the inside windows.
Okay. All right. I think.
I mean, I could try and break into it with my laser cutter tool if you really want to see if there's anything inside.
Yeah.
But
I
my
just-
guesses are if things have been stripped from most of it, I don't know if we'll find anything within.
Yes. Jaraxxus remembers that there was something about a toggle on the computer that he was working on, and that he got blueprints for the southern part of this deck. So, he's gonna head back over to that actually,
Okay.
and see if there's any other information he can get from the computer, including the schematics for these two vessels, maybe, or
You're
anything
pretty sure,
else.
Jaraxxus, this thing is frozen in place because you had to kind of mechanically jury rig it as it is. You're pretty sure if you fiddle with it more, what you would end up doing is disconnecting the current image at the wires. Basically, you had to cross a bunch of wires to get it to do this. you don't think, even if it had that capacity, you don't think you can get access to it now. And regardless, this was definitely not an extensive computer system. I mean, that's
Okay.
pretty sure.
All right, I say, well, I say we look through these crates to see if there's anything else useful, and otherwise, maybe, I guess, see if we can get these doors open. Is there any hint or clue as to how that is done? The big bay doors?
Not
Is there anywhere that we haven't looked or inspected yet? Like, is this a question of like, if we just spend an hour in this room,
No,
will
I
you tell
wouldn't-
us everything?
No, I wouldn't
Or-
say that. No, I wouldn't
Okay.
say that. I'm not trying to be difficult about it, but I would say that like, there's no obvious mechanism near these doors to do it. It's, you can see how it actually will open on the door themselves when they get open, but it's not done apparently from here. It does look as if it must have been done at some point in the past. And you don't know why there's this sort of ice film, whatever underneath the doors, but they are not at the moment open, or not open capability in terms of like where you are standing, from what you can tell.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we look through the rest of the crates, and then I'm not sure there's anything else here for us at the moment.
Well,
Okay.
this energy flow,
Mhm.
can we tell where it's coming from, where the source is?
If you want to trace it around, I think you probably could, Nulls, if you wanted to do that.
Okay.
If you trace it around, let me freehand this for a minute. This should be amusing. So, I'm going to trace it in sort of red for just to make it easier to see. So this goes like this, and then also goes like across the door. Hold on, drawing pretty pictures. Like this. And then can you all see that red line that I'm drawing?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like that. The piping structure around the outside of this room seems to lead ultimately to the room where you found the Magitech Forge.
Oh.
And
Okay.
a lot of it is rooting into this over here and
Mm.
this, which is the forge itself down here.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, maybe we go back and maybe we go ask our new friend, see
Let's-
what they know.
Let's look through the crates first and then backtrack to our forge friend.
Okay. When you open the other crates, which again, now that you have the little micro tool, does not take long to do that. Same stuff, basically. The only crate that has the rocks and minerals, I don't know if you're opening absolutely every single one, but the only one that has the rocks and minerals thing is up here. But otherwise, all of the crates that you see elsewhere are all various metal repair parts of different kinds, screws and bolts and stuff like that.
Nalls is going to take some of those rocks and minerals to go back into the forge room
Okay.
to ask the forge about them.
Okay. You can do that. All right. So then, if you're going back to the forge, it sounds like to talk to
Yep.
these things. Okay. So you can return to the forge and do that. What do you want to ask it?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, what these rocks and minerals are, and then the other thing is that green energy source in this room that we found, and can it basically, turn on everything that it's supposed to be turning on.
And it responds, the function of this unit is to activate the forge and the machinery thereto. I cannot open other devices or energy sources. If you wish, you may use my source of power to alter or modify items you may possess.
What about this thing in the corner? I'm not sure we ever checked this thing out.
We did, but I don't think we knew the full extent of what it might be doing. It was like a smaller unit with the forge, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And looks more or less like a sort of from what you can tell, it looks like almost a tiny, not tiny, it's bigger than that, but a small like version, as you say, of the forge. It almost looks like an oven. Like there are several areas that you think you could open and put things inside and then close them again. You don't know what it would do, but it looks like that's, and it is attached to a bunch of the piping surrounding the area, including piping that leads to the forge.
Okay. All right. Jaraxxus explains what he discovered about the schematics to the south as well, and says, well, the actual ship, full ship power might be there, and the only way I think we can access that is through the south turbo lift, which means going back up and then to the south, maybe. So unless there's anything else down here anyone wants to look at, I think we might have to come back.
Well,
Nice.
while we're in here, we need to deal with these mech suits.
Yes, what were you looking into with those?
Well, I believe Raven was looking into being able to fix them so they'd be functional again.
Can,
Well, Raven is actually stuffing all her pockets and trying to gather up as many parts as she can.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's a lot of stuff.
Raven comes walking over, clang, 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 clang,
Clink, 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 clink. Ow, like cuts her arm repeatedly. Ugh, there's like all these
Yeah.
metal edges.
Do you know what you need to fix these?
Having the faintest clue.
Can I take a look?
So she dumps a bunch of stuff.
All right.
Sure. And yes, you can take a look. So go ahead and make, I think I would say probably a mechanics check would be good for
Mhm.
this. Getting a lot of
Alright.
mechanics checks here.
Yeah.
And Zatari, I know we
Guide
do not have a
myself.
lot of living things, but fear not.
Oh,
Your time will
goodness.
come. So you're like, are you sure these are suits? Because like
Yes.
Well, like I said, Raven has no clue what she's doing.
I'm not sure. I think it's time for a group meeting. I turn to everyone and say, although we can assure you that both of us, and I gesture at myself and Raven, are from the great beyond out there and arrived here in this place on a ship very much like this one, I think our experience levels are perhaps equal in this place because, to be honest with you, this technology is beyond either of us. So, just putting that out there. I know I am usually a valuable fountain of wisdom, but right now I just feel like a leaky tap. So, I say we get out of this engineering deck. It's starting to hurt my brain. So, yeah, Jaraxxus has given up on the on the suits and everything else that we can't fix in this room and wants to move on.
Do we give one last stab at it, Raven?
I mean, I was not trained to work with battle suits. As much as I would like to, that is not what I'm here for. I'm fine letting them be. Transports are one thing, but battle mecha suits, you could probably kill someone if you push the wrong button.
I'm more interested in killing something than someone.
At that, Raven narrows her eyes. It's like, okay.
You know, like the plant monsters we encountered earlier.
Mm. Well, I think it's easier not to, it's simpler not to bring a sledgehammer to something that could be easily done with a bobby pin. But I see your point. Of course, have we asked the computer over here to see if it can power up the mechs?
It'll probably just tell you it forges things, but we can try.
So Raven actually goes over because she's been thinking about it. So she asks the here. Is there an easy to read manual for the mechs that we can look at and familiarize ourselves with getting them online and in use?
If you are referring to the powered suits, those have been stripped of supplies and parts. I cannot repair them in their current state, though parts and schematics for them, I could power them if they were to be repaired.
So
So-
Nulls gets an. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Nulls gets an idea because the Forge mentions stripped apart, and there are a lot of things on this level that have been stripped apart. It seems that some people came through who knows how long ago and stole a lot of the parts that are needed for many of the contraptions here. Do you know of any maybe hidden places where we could find parts that some of these thieves didn't know about?
I am unaware of concealed areas where parts are stored. If you were to find parts, I would be happy to power them and forge them into something new. I myself am not generally concealed in places.
Well, Raven here found some parts. Can you do anything with those?
What parts have been procured?
Raven goes and grabs all the stuff she grabbed from the crates and then kind of dumps them in front of the computer.
And the computer kind of like, so the forge sort of hums a bit and then says, "These seem to be miscellaneous ship parts that are useful for repairing ship devices. However, they are not helpful without power sources or further constructed materials. If you find schematics, parts, and other materials, I can power them."
Jaraxxus, didn't you find a schematic?
For the southern part of the ship. Oh, yes, I did. Can I reproduce that schematic in a way that the core can comprehend it?
I'll take a pitch if you can explain how. I mean, maybe.
Well, if I was just visually shown the schematic before on a screen, I can use illusory form, essentially like a minor illusion, to like,
redo that? Yeah, I think you can do
redo
that.
it in my hand.
Mhm.
I don't know if the core that we're talking to can visually see, but maybe, hopefully, it does.
Okay.
So yeah, I do that. I use a cantrip to show the schematic of the southern part of the deck.
And the kind of whirs a bit, and then the forge says, "This schematic is not a device, but is the map of the southern portion of this engineering deck, featuring operations, star drive, operations and star drive to the Centurion.
Is Centurion the name of this ship? Oh, that it is, right?
Yes,
Yes, we knew this.
yes.
All right, that is the room to get into. Okay, that's useful.
And it says,
Now
you
if-
may access operations from the southern turbolift if it is powered.
Mhm.
And something else I'm wondering about. Is there anyone or anything on this level with us?
I am not capable of large-scale unit detection. I sense some creatures in this room, but beyond that, I am unaware of other inhabitants of the ship. I have previously forged detection items. You must simply bring parts, a schematic, devices, powered sources, and instructions, and I will be happy to forge a detection device for you.
And currently, we have nothing that you require for the detection device, I'm going to guess.
Yes.
I don't like him. Not a fan.
I am sorry if I am providing subpar circumstances for
No,
your
it's okay.
conditions.
You weren't meant to hear that.
You
it
have told
it shuts
us
down. No, just kidding.
You have actually told us quite a lot in just a few sentences.
It is my function.
Well, unless anybody else wants to throw some riddles at the forge, I think it's time to go back to the turbolift as Jirax has suggested.
Mm-hmm. Praxis
Agreed.
leads the way.
Okay. While you head to the turbo lift, it is my responsibility to make sure that people get at least a 5-minute break. So I'm going to do that now. When we come back, we will see what happens when they go up the turbo lift. And I guess I'll ask the party quickly, are you intending to go to the southern turbo lift? Or are you going to the, there's also a middle deck that you haven't gone to. There's the research deck you didn't go to, but there's also the other side. So you don't have to answer that now, but be thinking about that while you're on your break. When you come back, we'll decide where you want to go. You are watching the wonderful Expedition of the Mysterious Peaks, folks. We're just going to do 5 minutes. When we come back, we will play for about another 45 minutes or so. And you are watching Rhiannon Held and Toya, Kristen Finley, and LaShawn Wanek and Zach Clay doing their usual amazing work. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Until then, everyone, hold tight. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you all for bearing with us during that break as the exploration continues. Welcome back to Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks, as we will be running here for about another 30 to 35 minutes. The crew has decided to make their way back to, I think at least Jaraxxus is already there, to make his way back to the turbo lift. And it sounded like people were basically in agreement that's where they were headed. But I will hand things back over to the party. Is that what everyone is doing?
Well, the only other place we could really go is through the bay doors, right?
Mm-hmm. Which we didn't
Can't open.
find a way to open, yeah. So up we go, and then from there,
But we have
We
to
decide.
determine where we're going, because there's the southern bay, the mid. What did you say again? Southern bay.
Well, there's the
mid-
research deck, which you hadn't gone to yet. That's
Oh,
the
no, no,
second
no.
deck, but like
I want
yeah.
nothing with the research deck. Not a thing.
I'm curious about the research deck.
If you want to die.
Yeah, maybe I have it. Maybe I have a penchant for chaos. I don't know.
We should probably fortify ourselves better before we go to the research deck.
Absolutely.
It's called the
All right.
Ripley Memorial deck, but I'm sure that's fine. I can't imagine.
Okay, yeah, I think we head up, and then we go to try to use the south turbo lift.
Okay, so let me bring you all back here to the top deck, the officer's deck, basically. And I think, just want to make sure, I don't know where you all went down. Was it on the eastern side? I don't know where your tokens are. It may be that we didn't do that because here, like, can you all bring yourselves onto this floor? And if you can't, then we'll just, I'll copy
There's-
and paste you because there's no reason
yeah.
to spend a lot of time doing it.
We have no means to. We have no access to our own tokens.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So let
Yeah.
me move that over quickly. Go back to the engineering deck. Let me bring Raven up here. Okay, and then I will copy all of this party and copy and officer's deck. And here we go, loading in. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the northernmost one. Hey, good to see you,
Mhm.
Rippin. Yes, everything is going quite well. I hope everything is going well with you too. Good to see you, Rippin. Okay. So there we go. And I will zoom out so chat can see this. So you've pretty much cleared out most of this floor, as you recall.
Yeah.
The only
I
thing
thought we cleared out everything.
not quite everything
No.
because there is a section here
That
that has
requires a blue.
a blue card that you do not possess.
Right,
That is
right.
But otherwise, yes. At least as far as you know. Okay. So if you're going directly to the turbo lift, then it would be here, which is the entrance. It would be there because that's where the entrance as well is.
Yep. It's funny. The walls have collisions, so you have to like navigate past the wall.
Yeah, it's very
There you
neat. I think it's super cool that they were able to get this edition done. You can see why it took them a little while because it's not,
Mhm.
Anyway. Okay, so if everyone else can make their way down there, I'll bring Gamork. Okay. And yes, it does seem to be powered now, the lift part of it, in a way that it was not before. There was just the back door, but not the front of it that was there before. Also, I think accidentally we may have moved people around. Hold on, let me get Sataria is not Jaraxxus. And is also not Raven. And Raven is not Jaraxxus. There we
Raven
go.
is still making her way down.
There we go. Now everything's back. I was just getting the video windows fixed. Okay. All right. So so it does seem to be powered now.
We go south.
So you're going all the way back down, if I'm understanding
do
that
it.
correctly, to the engineering? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. That'll be useful for if you ever return up there to have your tokens up there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now you folks can move yourself down to
Well, funnily enough, we
here,
can't.
please. Oh, that's right. You can't. I can, though. Hold on a
Yeah.
second. I will I will copy there. I will put you over here. Just make sure. Who did I bring down? Oh, I just brought those two. Okay. Wait, Draxus, I'm going to move you for just a second. Bear with me. Because what it's doing is my clever little energy thing that it did before. It was trying to bring over the energy lines that I drew, which is not. It's not what you want. No.
The entire ship.
The entire ship. Basically, yeah. Okay. Sorry, Raven. Let me get you down here. Wait, why is it not? Wait, Raven, are you still moving it?
I was, and now I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah, so am I.
Sorry.
Let's see if I can.
Okay, I moved it back away from the red lines, so maybe.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason, why? Okay. All right. I got your axis. There's that. Copy. I'm just going to do it this way. Hey, all right, there you are. Never mind. This thing. Roll 20. There we go. Never change. Okay. Great. Okay. So that should now be fixed and everyone should be where they're supposed to be. Draxus, I'll get you out of the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I'm stuck in the wall.
Okay. You're back in the wall.
Oh, yeah. Move me again, please.
Okay. Now you're out. Everyone's where they should
Thanks.
be. Okay.
That was a terrifying experience. Never do it to me again.
Okay. All right. So when the turbo lift opens, and you're looking at the sort of hallway leading upwards, you can see that there's something sort of like there's two exits left here and right here, and if you remember the schematic correctly, those lead to two sets of like terminals of some kind on either side of the room, and then straight up here is a passageway leading up to another room, which was not described on the schematic, but like is another room that exists obviously in the ship on the southern side.
Okay. We walk.
Okay. When you get to here, you can see that on both sides there are dozens of terminals and screens that are extending from the walls of the chamber between a maze of power lines and metal conduits. And there are some graded sections you see here and there that reveal a mass of mechanical parts below the floor. However, more interesting, perhaps to all of you, is that lying over here in this western room are the skeletal husks of multiple bodies.
There you go.
Oh, I know who's really
Sataria.
excited about this.
Oh yeah.
As you
Like
move
that.
towards the center of the room, Sataria, I'm going to need you to stop right here, please.
Oh, okay.
Because as you're moving towards the center, or towards those bodies, suddenly you hear this whoopsh, and the central area near the bodies, this section of floor slides open, and rising up out of the ground, if I can do this here,
Oh.
is a gun turret. Slides in your direction, and you think, Sataria, you may realize why those bodies were there. I would like initiative from everybody, please.
Oh boy.
All right, let's get some. Let's get us some music, shall we?
Let's get some.
That's exactly right. We need the right kind of combat audio. All right, let's see.
We have gone too long without a fight.
There we go.
Yeah, I called it.
Okay. Good, right? Okay. All right, everyone is getting their tokens ready. Okay, let's see. Started with 14. Let's see. Raven, I can add you, I think. Go like that.
Quick bit of music trivia for those that are musically inclined or know. What time signature is this in? I know it.
Grapefruit,
Is it
pineapple.
7/8 or something?
There you go.
Yeah,
Grapefruit,
you got it.
grapefruit, pineapple. Grapefruit, pineapple. Okay, and one more that I'm going to add, which is Raven. There we go. Okay. Let's see. What have we got? All right, so we've got Raven with a 7. Let's get the strings, please, for the music. There we go. Thank you. Okay, 17 for Nulls. And Jaraxxus for 10. Okay, is that too loud for everybody, or is it okay?
Well, we can always adjust it on our end in the settings.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm going to turn down a bit for chat because I think I might have been blowing people away a bit. I mean, you know, you should be blown away a little bit. Okay. Nulls, you had a 17 last time, by the way.
Ah. Well, what does Gamork the turret have?
That is a very good question.
Better question.
That is an excellent question. Okay, and then Raven with the 7. Most of you are actually pretty much in the order that you were last time, more or less. But let's see what we get for your boy Gamork. Okay. We shall see what he has. All right, I'm going to move him out of the way. Raven, what's your raw dexterity score, please? Just the dex score.
The dex door, it's 11.
It's 11. Okay. Okay, and let's see. And then what about the bad guy? By which I mean the turret. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. Oh, that's why. I was looking for gun turret, and instead what I was supposed to be looking for was anti-personnel turret. My bad. Not that you were, you know.
Always
Maybe it was a
scary.
friendly gun turret.
What if can I just not identify as personnel and then
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you self-identify as something that's not personnel, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't really specify.
I see.
Okay, and that is okay. Let's see. Also, Nulls, can I get a perception check from you quickly, please? This is not a difficult one. Haha.
Wow.
Johnny on the spot, as they would say. That's good to know because when that sound of, when you heard them, when you heard the sound of the thing or saw the thing moving out of the floor, as you look behind you, you can see that there's also one behind you. There's one in each room.
Okay, so I yelled at everybody. There are 2 of them.
Oh, there are 2 of them. Okay. All right. Here we go. First up to act is Nulls, who is
All right.
prepared.
So I'm going to slightly shield myself here. And then I am going to take aim at the turret with my new disgusting crossbow.
Okay. Right one or left one? This one on here or the one of there?
Okay. Which one do I have the better angle at is the question.
I'd say it's pretty much the same.
It's the same.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to step forward 5 feet to shoot and then back up, so.
You know what? I'm going to take aim at the one on the right and then hide back behind a wall.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and
Alright.
fire away with your awesome new crossbow.
Well, that should hit.
Sure will. That will absolutely hit. So we're looking at 5 piercing. Okay. Slams into it. Let's see. And what did it say about the wounding? What did I give you for the wounding capabilities? Just so I can...
Let me. That is a good question. Okay. Okay, this weapon inflicts severe injuries that are difficult to heal once per turn. When you hit a creature with an attack using this weapon, you can wound the target at the start of each of the wounded creature's turns. It takes 1 necrotic damage for each time you've wounded it, and it then makes a DC 13 Constitution save throw, ending the effect of all such wounds on itself on a
Okay.
success.
Are you wounding this in that way?
Sure.
I assumed you would, but I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure. Okay. All right. You will be you will wound it then. Okay. So it is now officially wounded, and I may ask you at a certain point to remind me what that looks like. Okay. You jump forward. You shot at it, and it was this one. I'll put a little marker on it as well.
Okay, great.
To indicate that it is wounded.
I like how the tokens are like 3D is not the right term, but like how the turret's sticking out of the token. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I have marked it. Great. Okay. And you stepped forward, you fired, you backed up. Is that you have another? You could go another 10 or 15 feet somewhere if you wanted, Nulls, or you could stay where you are.
I am going to move a little bit down this hallway.
Okay. Go ahead and do a
Yeah.
little. That's fine. You can do that. All right. Up next is Sataria. You are about 15 feet from this thing, which just popped up in front of you.
Well, so for my own sort of tracking, the Frostfire Focus, I use charges on it to cast spells.
Mhm.
Does it start out with the maximum
Yes.
number?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to start out with 7 charges, and I'm going to use one of them
Seems like a good idea.
to do Burning Hands,
Okay.
and it's a 15-foot cone.
Yep.
And Dex throw DC or Dex save DC 15.
All right. Let's see how it does. Does not make that. So
Okay.
you hit it with your burning hands. 11. Okay. Very nice. You can see like part of it, just sort of little bit of slag kind of melting off of it. Okay. Good stuff, Sataria. Are you moving anywhere?
Now I want to be not 15 feet.
You're like, great. And now. Okay. Back up.
Back up. How far can I make it? Remind me.
Well, let's see. 5, 10, 15. I mean, you could probably get here-ish.
Okay, good.
Okay. All right. It is the bad guy's turn. You'll be perhaps sorry to hear. And we're going to begin with the one on the left, which is not wounded. Let's see. It is going to aim at a target which is directly in front of it, which looks like a certain person called Dr. Draxus.
What? Who is this?
Okay. So it's going to fire at you twice, and it makes these. So, first one.
Great. I'm excited.
21 and a 13 are the 2 attacks on you from that one, Draxus.
Those both hit?
13 also hits, does it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, let's see. So that is 11 points of piercing damage, Draxus. Do you have your
Total?
5 temp up, by the way? I don't think you did, or did you? Or do you?
I have marked on my sheet that I have 5 tempo.
Okay, so then we'll say that he uses that, and then
Yep.
6 points to your thing. So you're at 17 because you were not at full, I think.
Yeah.
So 17 out of 28.
That's exactly right. Yep,
Okay.
that's what I have.
It fires, so it does that. It obviously is a turret, so it's not going to move down again. Raven, I'm sorry to say that you are the obvious target on the other side, so it's going to also fire at you. Again, pew pew. Or more dramatically, poof poof. It's better like. Okay. 22 and a 9.
One of them hits.
And not the 9, right?
Not
Okay, so let's see. That is okay. That's what I thought. All right, so let's see. So one of them hits. 6 points of piercing damage, Raven.
Okay.
Okay, and that is the. Oh, and also you said the beginning of each of its turns, it suffers a point of necrotic damage, right? And then it makes what kind of a saving throw? Was it con, Nulls?
Sorry, I could not find the unmute button.
That's okay.
Yes, I believe it's Constitution. Yes,
Probably is if
DC
it's
13
necrotic.
Constitution saving throw.
DC Constitution saving throw. Okay. Sure does not make that. Okay.
Oh, so there's also alternatively the wounded creature or a creature within 5 feet of it can use an action to make a DC 13 Wisdom medicine check, ending the effect of all such wounds on it.
I'm
on
here
a
to tell
success.
you that as the DM, I'm going to make the call that it is 100% not going to make a wisdom saving throw. It is just going to take it.
Okay.
It's going to be a constitution. So there we go. Yeah, I'd like to put in the Dr. Teeth. You don't know Dr. Teeth?
No.
It's from the Muppets. The guy,
Well,
you know.
I never really watched them very much at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, Dr. Teeth is so great. Look at
I can totally see that though. Jaraxxus
Yeah.
is a Muppet.
It's true.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the turret's turn. It is still wounded. Jaraxxus, you're up next.
I don't like these turrets.
I don't blame you. This one is more damaged than the other one, but not by a lot.
I'm going to get behind cover, and as I pass Raven, I will say, "Get behind cover," and then I will do what I do best, which is my glove radiates with the power of sprites and numbers and characters,
Okay.
and I open my palm and shoot out 2 sprite beams.
At left or right, and you're probably going to have to be here, by the way, if you want to be able to do that, Jaraxxus.
Fair enough. Can I position myself? So the item I chose is the battle focus.
Right.
And one of the effects of it is that I ignore half cover when I'm shooting something. And so could I position myself exactly
Where
half
you
and
are right
half?
now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that I'm half obscured by the wall,
Sure.
because I think half cover gives me like a +2 to my AC, which is abysmal normally anyway.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Totally
Yeah, so
fine.
I'll take
Yes.
advantage of that. All right, so here we go. I shoot 2 beams. The
On
first one.
the left one, you said, right?
Yeah, I think we'll do the left one.
Hit.
Yep. There's that, and there's that.
That.
The second one.
I think that's a hit. We'll wait a second. Yes, it's a hit. Both hits.
Okay, I'm gonna roll all the damage at once.
Okay.
My intelligence is 4 now.
1 million.
Nice. Yeah, it's. I mean, not quite, but. Oh yeah, I could have. Oh no, I don't have the spell slot. All right. I could use my Pearl of Power at some point to regain my spell slot, but we haven't done that. So.
Agreed, Drew.
There should be fine. Great. All right, this is the damage for both beams combined. So 17 total.
17. Okay. Yep. And that one is starting to look. It's seen better days. Like you can see definitely like sparks starting to come off of its outside and whatever. So it looks like it's got some issues. And you are below. You're still in that half cover, so you're just going to stay where that is.
Yeah. Would I be able to? I mean, as we're kind of sussing this out. Oh dear God, Gamork scared the crap out of me. I was like, "What's that? What's moving up the hallway?" Because these turrets can't move. Like, is there a world where we end our turns in cover, and then they take their turns, don't see anything, and then we pop out, we shoot them, go back into cover?
Conceivably, but they could also hold their actions until they
Oh,
see
fair
you. And in
enough.
fact, that's what a turret would do.
Fair enough. Yep. Okay.
So
Yeah, so I will, I'll just stay here then, given that, and have my half covered.
Okay. All right. The reason that Gamork was scaring you is because Gamork was running up towards here. He's not going to have enough movement to get further, though, so he's going to stop. But you can expect him to probably run one direction or the other at one of these things in a later round. Okay, Raven, you are last to go. Actually, wait. No, Sataria. No, Satari already used Bring Hands. Never mind. Sorry. I'm so used to Satari doing the healing on one thing. I was like, Satari will heal everyone. Satari is too busy turning it into slag. My bad. So yes, then it is Raven is last of the round. What would you like to do, Raven?
Okay, so as I am dashing for cover, I am going to do a. I can find it. Hold on a second. I shall hit the brooch that I am wearing.
Okay.
And do and basically put on my protection suit,
Okay.
which is hold on. I have the okay, there we go. Yes. So I press the center, black shadows emerge from it and wrap around me, forming a skin tight armor.
Okay.
And giving me +1 bonus to my AC.
Okay.
And also I have +1 bonus to saving throws.
Awesome. I love it. Do you do that as a bonus action or an action? I don't remember what it said. Probably bonus action, I'm guessing, but
I think it is a bonus action.
okay.
Yeah, I think
So
so.
what would you like to do as an action then?
As an action, I am going to target this one.
Okay.
This turret here.
Okay.
And do Dark Conduit.
Dark Conduit. Ooh. Tell me more about this Dark Conduit.
It is. If you give me a moment here,
The turret's
I'm
like,
still
no,
kind
my
of-
one weakness. My middle name is Light.
I'm still kind of putting my spells in. Well, not spells, but
Talents,
dark Conduit. You create a dark zone of disruptive energy around the target. Choose one creature within range. Make a ranged channeling attack against the creature to assail it with negative energy.
Nice.
On hit, the target takes 1d8 necrotic damage,
Okay.
and it can't regain hit points until the start of the next turn.
Nice. It's already taking necrotic damage too from the wound. Okay. Let's make it happen. Go ahead and make that ranged channeling attack.
Okay,
Dark Conduit.
let's see if I can actually do it from here.
Is that? Oh yeah, it was 1d20. Yeah. Sadly, an 8 does not hit. It misses. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, that's fine. The Raven dives in and points her finger and yells "Dark Conduit," and it goes wild.
Like, the turret, like oh no. Okay, but still, I can't wait to see that hit at a future time. Okay, you've moved up. You did that. You got under cover, did the thing. So that means Nulls is up with Sataria on deck. Nulls, what'd you like to do?
Okay, Nulls is going to come out of cover for a brief second, shoot at this boy here,
Okay.
and then with the light crossbow of wounding,
Okay. Yep. 15 will hit.
Wow.
10
Okay,
points
and
of
then-
piercing, and then are you doing? And you're again wounding it, right? So.
yes.
So it takes an additional. Does it say by the way that it takes an additional wound that turn? I think it takes the point already, but double check.
I mean, it just says this weapon inflicts severe injuries once per turn. When you hit a creature with an attack using this weapon, you can wound the target.
Right, but
At
what
the
does it say?
start.
Yeah.
At the start of each of the wounded creature's turns,
Okay.
it takes one. Okay,
So it doesn't
say
do it at
wound.
that time. So, but it is going to now be taking 2 points of damage the next time because you've hit it twice with this.
No. I hit. I'm sorry. I hit the other one, the left one.
Oh, you hit the
Oh.
left one. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Wait a
Double-
second. How much?
yeah.
How much damage did you do?
15
10.
and 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing damage. Okay. Let me go with that, and let me turn this down to that. Okay. Well, that one is looking very messed up now, and is also wounded. All right. Thank you. Now each one is wounded. All right. Lovely. Good stuff, Nels. And then you duck back. Okay. And that leads us to Sataria. What would you like to do? This one is looking very damaged now. You're
You're
muted,
muted.
Rihanna.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I was coughing earlier. Step so that I can get a line of sight, and then do spiritual weapon.
Okay. So
So it's a 10 to hit, I think.
It does
Yeah,
not.
okay.
It does not hit, but it is. But it appears, though. I guess is the
Yeah.
point. Okay. Did we talk about how your spiritual weapon manifested before?
Yeah, it's the scalpel.
the scalpel. That's right. Okay.
I think you just gave me some kind of knife or scimitar or something, but
I think that's what I did. Yep. I think I found it. Scythe, glaive. No. Yeah. Okay, we'll put it like that.
Yeah.
There we go. Awesome. Okay, so it's right outside. Okay. Spiritual weapon.
It should be noted, though, that any doctor that handles their scalpel like that, I will be far, far away from.
Yeah, if it looks like someone who should be working like in a hibachi joint, like maybe don't, don't. Right. Okay. So you did that. Was that spiritual weapon bonus action or full action to do that?
I think it's full action to
And it's
cast
bonus
it,
action
and
to control, I believe,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you step forward. You did that. Are you moving back, Satori?
Yep.
Okay. All right. For the turrets, neither one of them is going to do anything. Well, they're going to take damage, but otherwise they're not going to do anything. They're going to hold their action. So be aware that anyone jumping out is probably going to get attacked by these things. But first, each one of them is going to take a point of necrotic damage, and then they're each going to try to make a con save. Okay, so the really damaged one, critically saves out of that, so it is no longer wounded on the left one. The right one does not save, so it will continue to be wounded on the right. Left is not wounded, right one is wounded, and they're both holding their attacks. Jaraxxus, you're up.
Ooh,
And
I
yeah,
like the sound of those words in succession.
they're either the best or the worst surgeon. Yeah.
Will shoot the one on the right this time.
Okay.
And I'm just going to do one blast for now.
Hit.
Okay, I'm going to roll my damage. 7 damage.
Okay.
Still shooting.
And you just ducked. Yeah, so you were out of half cover. It is going to shoot at you, but because you're in half cover, it's going to have lesser effect to do that. So
Yeah, I think it just
So-
increases my AC by 2.
okay, so you have an AC 2. All right, so it's going to fire. Again, it's going to attack you twice.
Oh god.
Okay. 7 and 10. Clean
Oh.
misses on this one.
Yeah, that misses.
Okay.
Jaraxxus goes, aha! And then shoots again. The same one on the right.
Okay.
Oh, that's only an 11 to hit.
That is a miss.
No!
Damn it.
I look at Raven, who's now wearing this, like, epic bodysuit,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
armor thing. I'm like, wow, that's impressive. Alright. And Jaraxxus will also kind of, like, go flush against the wall because he sees Gamork is trying to get in there. He will look at Gamork and, like, hold up a hand to say, like, Jaraxxus flashes back, perhaps even literally, as his recording unit plays back all the times that Gamork has gotten downed in combat, valiantly and bravely by rushing in to help defend us. But this one seems like, the enemies aren't moving, so it's just sort of a little bit of tag. So Jaraxxus actually holds up his hand to, like, as if to say, we got this one, to Gamork, and that he can chill.
So Gamork kind of skids to a stop because he's up next and kind of. You can see his hackles are raised. He's ready to attack, but he does stop as requested. Okay, which leads us to Raven. You're muted.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. So Raven is going to jump out again.
Okay, as you do so, the other one is going to fire. That was holding its action. So, pew pew! The first one is a 10, the second one is a 24.
The 10 does not hit, but the 24 does.
Yeah, even with the cool suit. It is going to be 5 more points of piercing, Raven. Okay, and now you can do what you want to do.
She's gonna do, which is the one that, it's this one that still has wound, right?
That one has the wound. The other one is very damaged.
She's going to do Dark Conduit again,
Okay.
but I'm going to ramp it to level 2.
Okay. Level 2 Dark Conduit. Darker Conduit.
Figure out.
More
Oh.
dark, more conduit.
More dark,
I-
more conduit. Dark
a
Conduit
con-
with a vengeance.
Dark Conduit, I think, is a like a cantrip.
Is that a
so
cantrip?
There's no,
Yeah.
there's no way
it's a
to
cantrip.
Yeah.
Huh?
there's no way to level it up. You just kind of
Yeah.
shoot it.
Oh no, it says that the power. It says the power's damage increased by 1d8.
Oh yeah, that is true. Because we're 5th level.
So it just does more damage when it hits. So
Yeah.
that's good to know. Okay.
Oh, so actually, yeah, I forgot to do it the first time.
That's fine. I mean, it
So,
didn't hit the first
yeah.
time anyway, so.
Yep.
All right, fire away.
All right. So 2d8.
Yes. Well, no. First got to hit.
Oh, that's right. Hang on. I gotta figure out how to do this. This is different. Okay.
It'll be so good in the end.
Seven?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
And in fact, I think you'd probably have a higher. I thought you would have a higher bonus anyway. It should
Yeah.
be.
That was 3 the first time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
it
and thinking
was.
about it, it should be even higher than 3 because it's. Do you know what ability you use to cast your spells? Like your intelligence or your charisma?
my
or-
charisma.
So
Okay.
what's your charisma
What's-
modifier?
Oh, it is. The modifier is 6.
You have a plus
Whoa.
6?
Yeah. So maybe
Hmm.
I'm. Yeah.
Wait, but what are you looking at? Because that is impossible. If you look at like the abilities on the
Yeah,
left side.
Mhm. So charisma, my power save DC is 14.
Okay,
My power attack bonus is 6.
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the
Okay, so
total
that
attack
is
bonus
accurate.
is 6. So that'd be 17, and that definitely hits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so now you can do your 2d8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. 26. 3, 2, 5, carry the 6. Okay, great. Love it. I love it. Smash. Your Dark Conduit hits it. And of course, it's already wounded. All right. Good stuff. And then you're stepping back, Raven, out of harm's way, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, quick note to the players. This will be the last round of combat either way. I'm hoping you can wrap it up, but if you can't, then we'll just have to start next time because I want to be fair about time. So, with that said, Nulls, you were up first and Sataria's on deck.
All right, so both of them, I'm guessing, are pretty in really bad shape. And
Yeah,
they're
and
both about the
particularly this one. This one is the left one is more damaged.
All right, so I will come down very quickly.
Okay.
Try to take this one out with the light crossbow wounding again.
Okay. The one on the left.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and fire away.
Yeah, I think that should do it.
Bam. Okay, you hit it. Let's see. Are you wounding that one? It's not actually. It's like just barely hanging on. Sparks everywhere.
Oh, I'm wounding every
you know.
time I can wound.
Okay, so that is also wounded. Okay, so it's like bzz, 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 bzz. It's not destroyed, but it's very damaged, like right on the edge of the destruction. Good stuff, Sataria.
So first off, now bonus action spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
So we are going to come on.
That is 22 is a hit, yes. And is that 10 force?
Looks like yep.
Yep. Kablam! You blow it the hell up. The spiritual weapon just smashes into it and explodes in a shower of sparks. Good stuff, Sataria.
Okay.
And then you're backing up out of the way. And then I think because you already attacked with the spiritual weapon, so you can't also move.
Well,
the
and
same.
I can't move it far enough anyway. It
Yeah,
can only
yeah,
be moved.
But that was as a
20
bonus action to
20 feet.
control it, so you could still technically, right?
I could cast something else.
If you wish.
I'm just checking real quick because I can't get close enough to be useful with some of the stuff. Is any of us looking like needing healing?
I could use some healing.
Me a little bit.
True says, "Oh, I'm wounding every time I can wound." Should be the quote of the night.
So I'm gonna use one of my spell points to make the cure wounds and to not touch, but the
Love it.
slightly farther away.
8, nice. 2, which one? Who are you doing? Oh, to
Raven, it sounded like she needed it more.
Yep,
Is that okay?
that's fine. So you're at 25 now, Raven. Good stuff. Nice heal.
Great.
Good heal there, Satara. All right. Good stuff. All right. Well, the remaining one is first of all going to take its necrotic damage. It's still, that one has only still been wounded once, and it will this time save out of the wound, so it is no longer wounded. But it is also holding its action because it can't see anybody yet. But it will probably attack the next person who pops out. Jaraxis, you're up.
I wonder who that'll be. Aha! And I pop out.
Pew pew! it fires away, as you might have
Yeah.
predicted. Okay. 12 and a 13.
So, with my half cover, a 12 misses, but a 13 hits.
All right. You take 9 points of piercing damage as it slams into your body.
Ow, my body hurts.
You had 8 out of 28?
That's right.
Okay. Okay, but now you can do what you want to do.
Ow. I just...
Hell is hard,
shoot.
I sprited thee. Right.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah, there you go. So, third verse, same as the first two.
We'll hit. Yep.
And yeah, I'm just gonna
Jesus.
shoot 2 beams.
Oh, for a minute I thought that was the damage. I'm like, what the
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the damage. No.
Okay, so both
this
2 hits.
is the total damage. It is a total of 19.
Okay,
You
this
like
thing
that
is
number?
also sparking heavily, looks right on the edge of destruction.
I turn to my friends and say, "It's on the edge of destruction." I look at Gamork, seeing that it's almost dead and that it just fired at me and is reloading. I look at Gamork and I say, "Go."
You say Gamork smash?
Yeah,
It
Gamork smash.
freaking bolts like full bore, just like, and leaps at it. Let's see. It leaps at it. Oh yeah, slams into the just right into the turret. And as you all watch, it literally Gamork hits it with such force that the turret bends up, like just like this, and there's this horrific sound of wires and sparking, and just blows up. Gamork comes on the other side of it, and as you look, you can see that in his mouth he basically has part of the turret, which he and just sort of like spits it out on the ground and turns back and growls at you. And as a quiet, uneasy silence settles back over the room, Sataria, as you sort of look around the corner, you can see the sort of desiccated, as I mentioned, the husks of skeletons, and you're pretty sure that one of them is holding in a skeletal hand a yellow card. But we'll talk about the impact of that next time. Good stuff, everybody. We went a little bit over, but I was like, just one more round, we can do it. And you did, especially because we had not had the combat yet. But good work. What I liked about this combat, too, is that we really got to check out everyone's kind of cool new stuff for the most part, right? I think everybody but Jaraxis, got to use some of their new items.
Well, I did too. Mine's mostly passive though.
That's right. Yeah, so everyone got to use them to good effect. And now you're in the midst of the these rooms which look vaguely like lungs. Now that I'm looking at it, now you get to be
They
looking
do
at
look
the
like
breathing
lungs.
of these things. But I'm very excited to see what happens with that card and what you find next. Good work from everybody today. I will start with Jiraxis, bottom right. Zach, good stuff today with Jiraxis, and you will definitely need a little bit be tended to next time. You
Yes.
definitely got hit a few times.
I did.
And had a few moments where I love the little moment where you're like, you're like, yeah, I just want you all to know that although we're from space, we're not this kind of space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was very funny, and I appreciated very much that you were trying to bring everyone together for a meeting of the minds. But some very good moments, obviously some good hits in there combat-wise as well, and important that you found a part of that schematic too to give you a sense of what might be waiting for you here in the southern end of this portion of the ship. So I am excited to see what you folks do with that info. How did you feel about today? Where will the fine folks find you next?
Oh, today was great. Yeah, always fun exploring the ship, and it does feel sometimes like banging our head against the wall trying to figure out how stuff works, or how Raven put it, how we have a giant sledgehammer for problems that probably need a bobby pin. But we'll see if we can figure out what tools we can get access to and what else is on this ship, and continue exploring. I always like a bit of dungeoneering, so that's good. Yeah, today was great. People will find me here for this, of course. I think this is, I'm not sure if we scheduled another December session or if this is our only one.
This may be our only one, although if
yeah.
things open up, I'd happily
Yeah.
take another, but I think we made this maybe the only one. But
So I think as far as this channel is concerned, people will find me in the new year for our vocalists, and for Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks, and for Gloomhaven,
yeah.
and for Gen GMs.
Yep.
Greg
stuff
and I
with
are
that.
essentially just the same person.
Yeah, more or less.
We do a lot of stuff together. It's almost like we're friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of those things that I've listed. My own Twitch channel and social media and stuff, hopefully more of in the new year. And then aside from that, my website, backplay.com. If you ever need a DM for anything, that's my job. Otherwise, you'll see me around, and that'll be that.
Awesome.
And I have to step away because my very own Gamork is restless, and
Okay.
things are happening, and I have yes. So I'll be back, but please continue on.
Okay,
Good
sounds
night, sweet murder puppy.
Yes.
Thanks, Zach. Yeah, we appreciate getting into the role play on. Thanks, Charlie, for us too. Thanks, Zach. Good stuff as always. And LaShawn, good stuff as well from Raven. I did appreciate the fact that we got a chance to use Raven's sort of ability of this, and I just love the fact that we have more dark conduit happening. Also, I was cracking up a little bit about you and the Nulls like basically doing engraving on the side of the crate until you're like, oh wait, this tool, zoop zoop zoop, and then it was like no problem. The right tool for the right problem, as you said, like we said, bobby pin, not a sledgehammer, as you said. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Raven, also a little good moment as well when Nulls mentioned the thing about, from both of you, mentioned the thing about seeing that there are things to kill, Raven wincing at that, but Nulls being like, like plant things, basically. So it was a good sort of subtle, nice back and forth moment between the two of you. How'd you feel about today, LaShawn? Where will the fine folks find you next?
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I feel like Raven is slowly starting to open up a lot more to the others. She's starting to do more, so to speak. Not just sitting in a corner being all traumatized, but is taking more she's doing more actions and taking responsibility and things of that nature. So and she's not afraid to, well, part of her still wants to posture from the others, but at the same time she's also beginning to recognize she doesn't have all the answers. So yeah, and yeah, it'll be fun to see how things will play out. Now she has her super suit, which is not as protective as I thought it would be.
Well,
but...
it just decided to really overdo the protection in this case.
So, but it still was a lot of fun. So people can find me on Facebook They can also find me. I have a website at tbonecafeblog.com. That's my well, it's an old blog that I revitalized and started using again.
Okay.
They could also find me on Blue Sky underneath T-Bone Jenkins.
Good stuff on all counts. Thank you, LaShawn. Good work tonight. Good work as well, Toya, as always, with Nulls. Again, the engraving thing that I mentioned before, and also figuring things out. Some good thoughts, too, about asking certain questions to the Forge, which obviously has somewhat limited functions, so there's only so much you can get from that, but still. But good work with that. And getting some good serious work in with that light crossbow of wounding. That must have felt good to be able to be like, now you also rolled well. I mean, like, you're not always gonna be like 20, 21, 25, 22, but still, you hit it and then you were able to wound it, which did extra damage to it. So as Drew said, wounding, whenever you can wound, it seems like a reasonable approach.
Yeah, that's a
for
weird
this.
question. Always wound, baby.
Yeah, like always, why wouldn't you wound? How'd you feel about tonight? Where will the fine folks find you next?
Yeah, I find it really funny that our skill checks earlier were garbage, and then all of a sudden we were mostly hitting on all during
all
combat.
evened out, right? Yep.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because Nulls earlier on would get bad rolls for crossbows and rapiers and things, so I was like, I'm just gonna stick with spells, I guess. But yeah, that was fun being so very damagey. And I did like that the Forge is not necessarily all-knowing, but there's a lot that the Forge says even when it can't help. Like the fact that, there's a detection device that we can have our hands on, and that will come in very handy. Wonder where that is. Also very curious about this yellow card. Like Zach, you will find me on this channel here in the new year. I'm not really anywhere online. I lurk a whole lot. However, as I mentioned last time, I am working on my own interactive fiction project now with some hidden object mechanics. So if you would like to support me in that, you can find my link to my Ko-fi account. And let's see, I think that's about. Also, if you need any editing, any writing done, you will also find my schnoodlemedia.com link. That is to my freelancing website where you can contact me there.
And you should do that, as I've said many times, because Toya is good people and also very smart about all of this stuff and highly experienced. So someone you should absolutely use for all those things. And you can see that in the link that we just put down with the peak screw. So thanks, Toya. Good stuff as well for you. And last, Rhiannon, great stuff for you also. I loved the opening the gates of burning hands at that moment. It was great to see. And then also a very good clutch sort of low level heal, because you didn't have to burn high levels to do it other than just having to do it at range. And it was so funny when you had said the thing like looking for bones. I'm like, I got your bones. I got plenty of husks of skeletons right here. And obviously you'll have a chance to do much more with that here. Obviously some of this stuff has been sort of mechanical in nature, but as you can imagine, it's not going to stay that way. But I'm very excited to see what Setaria gets up to now that you have both healing and other capabilities in terms of combat too. How'd you feel about today? Where will the fine folks find you next?
Kind of fun. I'm very glad to see that key card, because then she has a reason to be looking at for all these bones. It's great. And as far as finding me, I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Discord, the Dungeon Scrawlers Discord, which was another streaming channel. I'm not in a game currently, but I am definitely there on their Discord. Check out my books, my urban fantasy under Rhiannon Held, my space opera under RZ Held. And I also put a link in the chat. We're coming up to the end of the year eligibility for awards, etc. I only have one short story. It's up at Beneath Ceaseless Skies. And so I would love it if people could take a look at it.
Good stuff, and Beneath Ceaseless Skies is good stuff as well, obviously. So thank you, Rhiannon. Good work from everybody, and for the three of you, if I don't talk to you before then, Happy New Year, and happy holidays and all that kind of good stuff. And thank you for being a part of this campaign. This also goes to Zach for being part of this campaign. It's been really, really great to see it, and I am very excited as this stuff sort of ramps up as we move into the new year. You folks are my one I'm in the middle of it campaign. A lot of my other campaigns are coming to an end and are going to be starting new sessions or whatever. You folks are squarely in the midst of this one, so that's good. I like a little bit of continuity as we move into the new year, and a lot more of this ship, but also just more. Man, so many cool things to discover. It's going to be neat. But chat, can we get some love for the awesome and amazing Rhiannon Held, Toya Kristen Finley, LaShawn M. Wanick, and Zach Clay, and Zach Clay's dog making a special guest appearance.
Yes.
And we will see all of these lovely people soon. Crew, thank you. Good work, and I'll talk to you folks soon.
Happy New Year and happy holidays, everybody.
Happy New Year, happy holidays. Bye for now.
Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
That is going to do it for them, and that is going to do it for me for the moment. Although I will say we are going to do a raid today because we're not stopping that late. So please do not depart because we are going to do a raid. But I was very happy to see this work. Because again, like there's a lot of cool elements to this, so many cool aspects to this campaign that are going to be opened up, and it is a little bit of sort of beating the head against the wall. You got to be careful in those situations because I can't just be like, look at this. Well, why don't you look at this? Like, because then it's me just sort of pushing rather than them figuring it out, and that's not fun for anybody. So they did figure aspects of it out in the end, which is what mattered, and they will be able to do even more now that they have these other elements. So that's pretty cool. And speaking of new stuff, is there new things? Where is this? Did you put that's right. Okay, yes, good. Thank you. I have to look at the new thing. When I first got that, I was at school administering an exam, so I couldn't look at it more closely. I will do that. Very excited. I can't wait. That's awesome. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, but you will see more of Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks next year, along with a bunch of other campaigns, and we do have other tabletop stuff happening. I've got more Eberron stuff coming at you this month. We have another Beowulf session coming this month. We have got another community D&D session coming at you this month, so we've got more D&D on the way, and GM and TTRPG related stuff. So, but yeah, also happy with a solid turnout. Thank you for the raid as well, to the Dungeon Dorks. I appreciate that. And to the folks who are watching over on YouTube. That has begun to happen a little bit more where we've gotten some more people gathering on YouTube. I always knew that the live stream YouTube stuff was going to be a slow process because, for many years, that's just basically been a channel that archives stuff. And then I've started to do some YouTube shorts of my writing and Greg Talks Writing and other things like that. So we're starting to get a little more attention to it as a live platform, which is great because it means that along with Twitch is giving us even more people to look at. So I love that. That was great. But on Tuesday, I'm going to be back with the game book illustration stream as we play Lost in the Dark with my good friend Tari Toons illustrating. Very excited for that. And then at 4 p.m. Eastern, it will be episode 500 of Pen and Pixels. And I am, there we go. Hey, welcome, Rhiannon. But at 500, it's going to be my 500th episode of Pen and Pixels. So I'm going to do something special. I don't know exactly what, but I'm going to do something special on Tuesday, episode 500 for that. So be on the lookout for whatever that's going to be. Then we are going to, I'm just putting a little bit of note for myself actually to contact someone about that. Also, on Wednesday, we will have our third consecutive week. Oh, very nice. Thanks, Rhiannon. That's awesome. Yeah, so definitely check that out, folks. Rhiannon's a good writer, and so you should be checking that out anyway. But what was I saying? Carry the one. I was talking about about the Wednesday. Yes, so Wednesday community D&D, and then on Thursday I will be doing what I think is the conclusion. I'm pretty sure is the epic conclusion of Final Fantasy Tactics. The Ivalice Chronicles will be wrapping up on Thursday, and then the rest of the video game streams that I have open this month are going to be used towards finishing up Sword of the Sea and then finishing up Dispatch, and that means that we will start the new year with my new big video game that I'm playing, moving into Metro Metroid Prime 4. So that's what I'm looking forward to. That's going to be great. But that's for a later time. Right now, I'm going to rise up on out of here, but I do want to mention that we are going to raid someone. So if you are not a sub, you do this. When we go over, you can just copy and paste the Arvanauts Have Landed followed by Twitch raid. If you are a sub, you could do the Arvanauts Have Landed followed by all of the awesome emotes you have available to you. Arvany Roar, Arvany Smug, Arvany Love, Arvany Blown, Arvany Witch, Arvany Woe, Arvany, all the Arvanys, Arvany Crit Hit, all the Arvanys when you were brought over automatically to the place that we are going to be doing. And I should mention that the next few streams that are sort of longer ones, probably I would guess on Tuesday, and maybe also on Thursday for sure, maybe next Saturday, I'm going to be doing using up some of the rest of my promo streams, which is going to be a benefit for Twitch. The Twitch gives us a benefit of basically you get discounts off of gift sub packs. So we're going to be doing that, and I am glad that I will have the opportunity to do it. I have only until the end of the year before they expire, and so I want to use up the rest of them. And I have 5 more of them that I can do, and I think it's like 50 hours worth. I'm not sure that I'm going to get all of the 50 hours work, but I'll at least be able to get the 5 of them done. So I am excited for that. If you like what you saw and heard, I hope you will follow the channel. I hope you will check out a YouTube. Thank you all those who are watching on YouTube. Again, that's !ArvTube. It's free to subscribe there, so please do that. But you can get some content and other information there, so please do that. Discord is !ArvCord. You can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. Blue Sky is !ArvSky. Please join me over there. Follower numbers continue to go up there on Blue Sky. And the website for this, arvanelleron.com. Financially, !ArvShop. That's a merchandise area. You can get cool swag for yourself and also benefits the channel at the same time. !ArvTrayon. That's that Patreon sitting right there. Trying to get that up into triple digits because that really helps the channel when we can get that support. So please do that. Gives you cool stuff as well, unique stuff that you can't get through subbing. Also gives you the chance to support the channel. So all those are good things and moves us towards various channel goals. Speaking of subbing, you can also sub to the channel, which gets you those custom sub badges from Twitch. Emotes you can use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. That's something which the Patreon doesn't give you. So you get unique things in each way. And also lets you get inspirations to help our players, which Patreons will do as well. Thank you for those of you who subscribed or resubbed tonight. And on the publishing front, !Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Library, which is officially sold out in print from the publisher. There may be some available now. I think there's like 4 copies left I saw via Amazon, and a couple of game stores. A few game stores have them, but otherwise they are sold out. They sold very well. I myself have only my personal copy remaining, which I'm not selling. And so that's all I have left. So we have hopefully a second printing of that and maybe even a sequel, he said, with a hopeful nod, coming up in the new year. We shall see, but I'm excited for the future of that. So thanks to all of those who bought Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library, but it's still available, of course, in digital form on DriveThruRPG, so you can get that now. Please consider doing so. And on the, lastly, on the publishing front, Greyshade. That's my Greyshade IP, Greyshade Renegade and Heretic, the Grey Assassin trilogy from Athos Arts. Award-winning, critically acclaimed. You can get that at that link right now, all 3 books. You can also get now the first 2 audiobooks of Greyshade by our very own Trent Sparks. Greyshade and Renegade are both available now at that link. The last book in the series, the audiobook Heretic, will be out early next year, so be on the lookout for that. And Greyshade will also let you pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade from our very own Brandon O'Brien as the designer. Greyshade is being released in tabletop form, role-playing form by Alligator Alley Entertainment. That will be releasing next year, early next year, and very excited about that, so you can pre-order that now. And as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we'll do so for others in that situation in the future. Thank you to the wonderful people who made this a great stream tonight. Thank you to all the folks watching on YouTube. Thank you to my wonderful on Twitch mods. Thank you to Prince Justin, Drew the Damager. I know Triffid was here earlier. Feel better, Triffid. And thank you, Prince Justin and Drew, best mods in the business with Triffid and all my other mods. You're the best. Thank you as well to my Patreon supporters and subscribers, Prince Justin, Justin and Drew. Thank you to my wonderful viewers. Thank you to Butthurt Gamer. Thank you to Dungeon Dorks. Again, thanks so much for the raid. Thank you to Hadzina Shadowbane. Thank you to Jagtris, Mrs. Dunsel, who is a sub hanging in the background. Thank you to MZ Flex. Thank you to Nonstop, also a sub hanging in the background. Thank you to Reagan Kinthier. Thank you to Rhiannon, of course. Thank you to Sunny Boy. And thank you to Unbed B. Thank you so much to all of you lovely folks. Thanks again to Dungeon Dorks for the raid. And special thanks tonight to Alligator Alley for sponsoring, Alligator Alley Entertainment for sponsoring Expedition for the Mysterious Peaks. And special thanks to the amazing crew of that, the amazing cast of this show. And that is, of course, Rhiannon, that is Toya, that is LaShawn, and that is Zach. Thank you so much to all of them as well. Science fantasy for the win, I agree. Stick around for the raid, everybody. It'll go live right after the video. And I will see you folks very soon, and actually on Tuesday. Until then, have a very good Sunday and Monday, and I'll see you folks soon. Until then, everyone, please be good to each other. And bye for now. Have a good night.